Give me money! Give me money! Have you given me money yet? Give me money! Give me money! Every fucking time. What's up? Yeah, I figured I'd try the Pat Contry method at the beginning there. I don't know. I think it's funny personally. Just a pre-recorded cut of me just being like, "Give me money now!" Like, you know, like a little bitch. I think it's funny, but I guess it like rubs some people the wrong way. So sorry, won't ever play that one again. It's supposed to be like a parody of people on like Twitch and the YouTube streams and shit, you know, who are just like way. I feel like there's like a right and wrong way to like be like, hey, it would be cool if you know, like basically it would be cool if you compensated me for like me giving you all this free entertainment for the most part. I feel like there's a right way to like send that message and then a grifty way, and I try to ride the line of it not coming across as grifty. But anytime like money gets like brought into the equation, someone out there, they're polishing off their grift bomb so they can lob it over the fence at you and be like, grift. People love you. I think people just like using that word almost. Like they just it's like one of their like grift and cringe are like the two like top words I think on the internet right now. But with that said, I do have a hot tub that's broken, y'all, and it's going to take like $500 to fix. And what you'll get for that, helping me fix my hot tub, is I will actually do this stream, but it'll be me in a hot tub. And that's the benefit that you as the viewer gets, is seeing me in a hot tub streaming. Doesn't that sound awesome, though, at the same time? Like, don't you want to see me in a hot tub? I actually had a dream last night that I was doing a live stream, and Pat, the NES Punk, commented on there, and he's like, I just watched these to see what kind of bullshit you're going to say next, or something like that. And in the comment, somehow in this particular stream, in my dream, you could get like upvotes on a thing. It had like 10 upvotes of people who are like, yeah, he's clapping back at Josh, good. You know, anyway. What's up, everybody? Beautiful Vash, $2. I want you bathing in a puddle of mud. Yeah, well, we're keeping that going even into the live chat. I can't escape it. A lot of sometimes inside Discord jokes will make their way into the chat. How about that? Yeah, why is Pat streaming on a Friday? Yeah, I know, and it's on YouTube. And I think you can rewind on here and not I don't believe I have a $5.99 paywall anywhere. Smack my ass. So yeah, anyway, welcome one and all. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of nice just doing a normal ass live stream this Friday instead of it being like a milestone thing like it was last week, with it being my 20,000 milestone subscriber, whatever the fuck, stream. So it's kind of nice just going back to doing like the normal scheduled programs. Cause that, Jesus Christ, I did not realize until I finished last week, but that shit was like, that was like a 5-hour long stream, dude. I guess it's easier when you're just like smelling your own farts, cause I was like, watching my own videos, and I was like, yeah, that was so good when I did that video. Oh, you remember when I did that video? That was really good. So now I'm not doing that. So that means that since I'm not smelling my own farts, this video is only going to be about 20 minutes long, and then I'm going to shut it down, get them out of here, gotta get them out, shut it down. Fucking hot tub. I don't know, man. That just kind of smacks of privilege to me when you own a fucking hot tub. Cause like, I feel like that means that like you don't have a need or want, or like nothing else in your house has problems to where you have such excess income that you can afford a hot tub. And if you got it by normal means, that's whatever, man. Spend your money however you fucking want. Get that hot tub if you want it. But when you got it from like on the backs of your Twitch streamers, I don't know. I would even feel better about it if he got the money from selling his books, because like I know he put a lot of work into those books, and even though they're not my particular cup of tea, like I don't really love the format of them, and I think they're pretty boring. Like Norm, the gaming historian, said it best. They're kind of tedious and bland to read, which 100% agree on that. It still took a lot of work, and they look nice and all that shit. So like that's one thing. But anyway, I want to talk about fucking Pat on here anymore. Well, I mean, for right now. Later on, I probably will talk about him at some point. Are you sure he doesn't call his bath a hot tub? Well, he said there was 2 like jet settings on there, and I don't think they have those in normal. Well, maybe they do, if you have a nice enough bathtub. What's up to everyone in the chat? These new crowns that they're doling out, man, making a fucking hierarchy in the chat. I don't know how I feel about that. I didn't enable that. Beer, Squirt, Vape day. I remember the good old days of Squirt. I think they discontinued the Squirt Zero brand, probably because it wasn't selling worth the shit, but a nice carbonated grapefruit soda No, with no calories. What's not to love? The Jets were just his left and right hands. I bet he had. I bet he had like GI Joe floaties and like a Donkey Kong and Mario floaty that he had. He probably has like a special hat that he wears to keep his afro dry or whatever. So yeah, probably you're probably right about that. He invites Frank to the hot tub, but Frank doesn't want, and Pat gets upset. Yeah, I mean, when you get a hot tub, the whole disgusting premise of the hot tub to me, with as someone with like kind of a germ thing, is it's like you and like 3 or 4 other buddies basically taking a really hot bath. I mean, whatever condition your orifices are in before you get into that hot tub's like a boiling like jet spray. It's gonna knock off the caked on things from the waist down, man. It's we're talking buttholes, crusty vaginas, nasty funky cocks and sacks. I mean, you're making a stew of humanity, a primordial soup of humanity in those fucking things. That's not even to mention the people who piss in a hot tub when you're in there. I don't know if I've done that or not, but it's not outside of my character to piss in a hot tub. It's not. I hate to say. I don't know if the water gets hot enough to boil the germs out of all that, you know? I think a lot of that shit can survive. It's probably why you should never fuck in a hot tub or a pool for that matter, because I mean, water is not a lubricant. It's very rough, as it creates friction a lot of times. Oil is what you want, baby oil specifically. Just ask P. Diddy. Boy, shouldn't he gotten a sponsorship from Johnson & Johnson? Just like buying out like 3% of their entire fucking supply of baby oil. Wasn't it like baby powder that Johnson & Johnson manufactured that like down the road that turns out it gave people cancer? How does baby powder, how does that give you cancer? Can they synthesize cancer into, well, I know I hear that was something that the government used to do to shut up people who were a little bit too loud of a voice that was spreading information that they did not want out there. Now we're getting into conspiracy theories. That's a little bit more than conspiracy for me though, because I saw a whole ass Unsolved Mysteries episode on this shit, and they're not just gonna put anything on TV if it's not true. Okay, talcum powder, and it was from breathing it in. Ooh. And it gave you cancer. God damn. It seems such an innocent product. You would have been better off giving your baby a fucking 6-pack of beer in the CVS than buying him the talcum powder, right? I don't know if that would have cleared up the rash, but the baby would have been not feeling no pain from it. I'm not actually advocating for that. Calm your ass down. Fucking comment section that hasn't even said anything bad about it yet. But it's coming, I'm sure. But yeah, so this week we're going to watch Vh1's, once again, Rhea, who I should probably give her some formal title at this point, because she helped me so much with the Pat video. By the way, I do have a sneak peek for the 46 people in here. I do have a Rex Viper video coming up next. I'll just go ahead and blow my load now and tell you, because I plan on the video releasing soon, so I don't really care about like spoiling what the video is going to be. So basically, like, they have a lot of videos out. I've avoided the whole Rex Viper summer thing. So the first video I have coming out is reviewing their 4 remastered songs and looking at the videos and seeing, you know, what was changed, what was removed, what, you know, sonically, what sounds different, you know, the whole thing. So Hearts on Fire, Mighty Wings and Hadoukens, Nintendo Power Love, Tiger Electronic, the what is it? Eye of the Tiger Electronics or whatever. So those 4 I will be doing deep dives into. And then volume 2 is going to be all their other shit that they've released that I haven't gotten around to talking about, like the Sonic Boom one, the Hero of Time, whatever, all the other ones. I'll just cover that one in volume 2. And then they have their brand new one that they released this Wednesday. I believe they have easily enough material now to like drop their new album. Like, I think I counted it up, and they got like 11 or so songs around about that area. That, I mean, yeah, that would be like a full album's length of material. So I mean, like, kind of feel like after I do like my second volume of music, like talking about their music videos and the songs, if they actually come out with an album, I don't know if it would like warrant like its own review, since I just said review like James, review, since I've already like kind of covered all their shit in one way or another. I don't know. I might get the album and then maybe talk about the physical, media of the thing, and maybe I'll give a run through of the thing as a whole. I don't fucking know. Whatever. Keep your eyeballs open. It's coming. But tonight we're doing Vh1's 100 greatest hard rock songs. They didn't say of all time. They just left it open-ended. Rhea says hi. She's delicious home from Redneck Fest. Don't know exactly what that... Oh, driving home from Redneck Fest. Gotcha. So yeah, we're going to be doing Vh1's. According to Vh1, man, these are the 100 greatest hard rock songs. But again, they won't commit to all time. They just say, I don't know, maybe for right now. Maybe it'll change. You really shouldn't say of all time, because that's negating any new hard rock songs that come out that could be better. Kev verse 7. At what point would there be some massive copyright issues for lifting riffs and entire song compositions a la Weird Al, but not asking for permission? Okay, so if you're talking in regards to Weird Al, parody is considered fair use. Weird Al was able to utilize this. He was able to take advantage of this law, or the right that's covered, I believe, under the First Amendment. Parody is kind of considered free speech, or it's protected under those terms, I believe. And Weird Al never actually had to get permission from the other artist's record label to go ahead with the parody. He could have just done it, and he would have been fine. Like, he wouldn't have suffered any legal ramifications from doing that. But just because he's like a good shit, he would always reach out to the artist's record label that they were on, and he'd be like, hey, do I have your blessing to go ahead with this song parody? And 9 times out of 10 he would get a yes, but sometimes he got a no. Like Paul McCartney one time told Weird Al no, because Weird Al wanted to do a parody of Live and Let Die called Chicken Pot Pie, which honestly I think maybe Weird Al like dodged a bullet on that one, because that sounds like a pretty weak ass parody premise. And Paul McCartney said no, because he didn't want a song that promoted eating animal flesh, were his words, and so Weird Al got a no on that one. But yeah, no, you can pretty much do parodies without asking permission or anything, and you can't really get sued over it. Coolio, there was a infamous case where Coolio's label said no, or Coolio's label said yes, but Coolio himself said no. But all that Weird Al heard back was that his label said yes, you can go ahead and do the parody. So he did Amish Paradise, one of his biggest songs, And Coolio had this whole beef with Weird Al after that because he was like, yo, man, my label said yes, but I said no. So it is what it is, but I ain't really fucking with it. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how that went down. I'm reading. Yeah, the Weird Al story about talking to Kurt Cobain, and Cobain was like, it isn't going to be about food, is it? And I was like, no, it's going to be about how no one can understand your lyrics. And I mean, yeah, Kurt Cobain thought that was, he thought that was brilliant, and he like gave him his blessing. And yeah, in his journals that were published, I think it was like 10 years after Kurt's death. I remember that shit, man. I remember thinking like, man, that is an invasion of privacy. Like, they just published this dude's. They had like 2 versions of Cobain's diaries. They had the first version, which was like professionally typed out, like perfectly, that you could just read through. And then they had the second version, which like pretty much were page scans of the exact way that he wrote and his little doodles and shit, that you could also get. I never got either one of them because A, I'm not a big reader, and B, I felt like that was incredibly like what an invasion of privacy to make that so public like that. And that sounds like a Courtney Love decision to me right there, because I'm sure they got a nice payday for that. But anyway, there's a portion on one of the margins in Cobain's journal where he writes something to the effect of Weird Al is a modern day genius or something like that. So Cobain appreciated him some humor. That's always nice to know. Yeah, I'm gonna go see Weird Al in St. Augustine. I believe it's in September, so that'll be. I'm very much looking forward to that. Weird Al live is always a can't miss event in my opinion. All right, let's get to these fucking hard rock songs because this is kind of a long list. All right, I'm going to just mute that real quick.
This is Vh1's 100 Greatest Hard Rock Songs. We're about to experience the biggest and baddest tunes of all time.
And of course, Bret Michaels probably had in his contract that not only will you do Rock of Love or whatever that show was, you're also going to host this show and make an appearance here and do this and that. Yeah, Bret Michaels was a hot commodity for a second there in the 2000s on VH1.
Over 600,000 of you voted on these here suckers, and now it's time to count them down. So let's do it.
Sammy Hagar, I Can't Drive 55. That's a pretty good song, I guess. It's definitely a cock rock song of like the 80s or whatever, but it even had the music video and all that. Kind of a classic rock song.
In his 1984 hit, I Can't Drive 55, Sammy Hagar had a message for the world. Speed limits are for wussies.
1 foot on the brake and 1 on the gas.
Sammy Hagar is a pillar of American rock and roll music.
I love Sammy Hagar, and that is one of the best songs.
Oh, Lita Ford. Wasn't that the very same chick who played guitar on one of Corey Feldman's records? Was it former child actor? Or it was either former child actor or Love Left, his first record. But yeah. Okay, so they're gonna do like little factoids on every single one of these fuckers. Okay. Yeah, I see how this is gonna be really long. I don't know if we'll finish all 5 parts of this, honestly, but we'll give it a go.
When there's too much traffic, I can't catch no.
He makes you feel it. Like Sammy cannot drive 55, and damn it, neither can I.
Illegal move, things black and white, come and touch my groove.
Well, I Can't Drive 55 is like a real story. It really happened. All of a sudden, whoop, an officer pulls up behind me. I thought it was a joke. He says, hey, you're going 62. I'm going, wow. I said to the person I was with, I can't drive 55.
Anytime you get pulled over, take the hey guard defense. See where it gets you.
Why is Sammy dressed as like a gay band leader he's playing the main role as ketchup and mustard in The Human Hot Dog?
Sammy rode that hit all the way to a gig fronting Van Halen, who he was with from 1985 to 1996.
The Van Hagar years, I like to call them for no confusion there. It was some of the greatest times of my life. But after being in a band that big, it's really hard for people to accept you as a solo artist.
Sammy did go solo again in the mid-90s, but he also turned his attention to another passion. In 1990, he became the proud owner of Cabo Wabo Tequila, named after the cantina he opened in Cabo San Lucas.
It's actually a pretty interesting story behind how he started all that Cabo Wabo shit. I mean, that's like the most boomer name for an alcohol that I've heard in a while. But I mean, Hagar is the definition of a boomer. It's a really interesting story. I mean, he was already like rich and fucking could do whatever he want, but he like went down to like Mexico to like Cabo San Lucas, and it was like kind of like, I mean, he loved the atmosphere, but there was like barely any working telephones. Like the roads were shitty, and he kind of like put the area on the map because like he, I don't know, got sampled some kind of recipe, and he probably, you know, him being a white guy, he probably stole it from the no, he didn't steal it. He paid him off for it though. Started like a whole manufacturing plant down there. Like probably brought like a bunch of jobs to the area, I would imagine. And I think he eventually sold it for like dude. Sammy Hagar is fucking loaded. That dude is like rich as fuck. I mean, if his Montrose wasn't enough, solo career, Van Halen, then he just farted around in Cabo with like all of his famous buddies. He seems like a really nice guy. I'd go to his goddamn beach and get drunk all day and night and, you know, hang out with some famous people. I don't know. Sounds like a good time to me.
Yep, life is pretty good for Mr. Hagar.
I'm the luckiest guy in the world. I got to join Van Halen. You know, I got to have a successful solo career. You know, I've been doing this my whole life. I'm 100.
No, he pretty much did win at life, and he's still alive and kicking, and he's like old as fuck, but he's like, he can still, like, his vocals never really went to shit that bad. He's kind of the opposite of David Lee Roth in a lot of ways, even though I like David Lee Roth's Van Halen much better.
50 years old and I'm still doing this, you know, so I'm really a lucky guy.
Wait, how old did he say he was at the time of this recording? Because he's way older than that, I can tell you.
I got to have a successful solo career. You know, I've been doing this my whole life. I'm 150 years old and I'm still...
No, I'm 150 years old. Okay, making a joke there.
Still doing this, you know, so I'm really a lucky guy.
Oh, we're an American band? I'm starting to think this should have been named 100 Greatest Classic Rock Songs. Because, I would not consider this hard rock. I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, this is definitely, yeah, one of the, belongs on the list. Greatest, or one of the greatest classic rock songs ever, at least.
In 1973, Grand Funk Railroad waved the red, white, and rock with We're an American Band, a patriotic smash about the inalienable right to party.
Every classic rock song sounded like that just then. Just cowbell, very like stereo separated vocals to give you that, I don't know, more concerty effect. Just everything sounded real thin, but like, it just had that sound. Every fucking classic rock song sounded like this pretty much. The cowbell was a must.
Grand Funk Railroad came out with the American Band and created an iconic rock song.
It's just one of those songs that'll forever be played, forever be recognized, no matter who you are.
Nobody thinks that that song sucks. If you think that song sucks, then you suck.
We're coming to your place. We're gonna come in your face. We're an American band. Sorry, a little steakhouse came out of me just then.
As much as I love Grand Funk Railroad, the only person that knows all the members in the band is Homer Simpson.
Nobody knows the band Grand Funk, the wild shirtless lyrics of Mark Farner, the bong rattling bass of Mel Shocker, the competent drum work of Don Brewer. Oh, man.
The competent drum work. That was like the most non-statement ever. The competent drum work. It was competent. It wasn't great though.
They were kind of a faceless band, you know, much like Survivor.
The original Grand Funk parted ways in 1976, but briefly reunited 2 decades later. Since then, frontman Mark Farner has moved on to a Christian rock solo career, but the rest of the guys are still rocking around the US of A.
Grand Funk Railroad is out there still playing, and every time
I saw Grand Funk Railroad, $2 super chat from Pizza King. I got a fever and Louis Cures more cowbell. I saw American Grand Funk Railroad live. There was this area in Jacksonville called The Landing, and it was basically like a public square that had like a permanent like little stage, and they would have events out there. They'd have a lot of concerts of various kinds, and they had all these like shops, and then they had like inside they had like a food court, and it was like just this little random spot in Jacksonville that just kind of was cool at one point, and it just kind of got, I guess, less and less needed over time, and they eventually just tore the whole fucking, they just obliterated the whole, like, fighter jets went and just Iran'd that fucking area. No, they didn't do it. But they did bulldoze it, though, and now I don't know what the fuck it is. But, yeah, I saw Grand Funk Railroad at The Landing, and I don't know why I went. I think it was just something to do. There was a lot of people there because I believe it was a free event. They probably got paid by virtue of the fact that, like, all those people there were inevitably going to be buying food and alcohol from the vendors nearby. So that's why they were, it was a loss leader, you know, you bring people, they were there to bring people into the store. So yeah, I saw them, and they played the hits. I couldn't even tell you if it was the original lineup or not, though.
when it comes to American band, they belt it out like nobody's business. Great song.
Buck Cherry, Lit Up. Wow, this is kind of an old list. What was that? Go home, get stoned, 'cause sex is so much better than when you're mad at me. Yeah, we opened for Buck Cherry a few years ago. I was not super impressed with Josh Todd's vocals at that time. I thought that guy would be like a beast on the microphone, but he really wasn't. He looked kind of like dope sick to me. I don't know. That's just how he looked. I'm not saying he was. It's just how I perceived him. He looked like a little sickly there. And so they got this song, and they got Crazy Bitch. I believe this is the... Wait, no, this is the I like the cocaine, that fucking song.
Rock was having a tough time battling boy bands in 1999 until party veterans Buck Cherry laid it down with Lit Up.
Yeah, there we go.
Buck Cherry's been keeping like sleazy hard rock alive since Guns N' Roses went away.
They're one of those bands where you listen to the music, love it, and then you go see them live, and it just takes it to the next level.
The first time I heard that song, I was just like, these guys are singing about drugs openly.
Lit Up was written in about 5 minutes in our rehearsal room. Just kind of wrote itself very quickly.
It sounds like a song that was written in about 5 minutes, actually. So funny you should say that, Josh Todd.
And, you know, it's just about the first time I did cocaine.
The good times were short-lived. Buck Cherry split in 2002 after weak sales of their second album. Most Most fans thought the band was kaput, but were happily surprised when they reunited in 2005 for their biggest record yet, 15.
The second time around has been great because everybody kind of wrote us off, and we knew we had to make the record of our career with 15, and that's what we did, you know, put us back on the map.
Oh, that must have been the Crazy Bitch record. So I had like the worst case of hiccups when I saw Buck Cherry, because like we opened for him and then I saw like their first like song or two, and I had literally been hiccuping pretty much since I had woken up that day, and they were not going away, and it was freaking me the fuck out, and I was getting depressed, and I'm like, I can't be in here right now. I need to go. Maybe if I get drunk enough, the hiccups will go away. Praise the Lord Jesus, they finally did at like way later on that night. They finally fucked off, but like, so I wasn't in the mood to watch Buck Cherry, but I was told that they played Crazy Bitch twice in the set, which, holy shit.
Today, Buck Cherry is still touring, and when they're not on the road, newly sober frontman Josh Todd hangs at home with the kids.
I'm up at 6, in bed at 9, and dealing with my 2.5-year-old daughter and 14-year-old daughter, and just been having a blast.
Yeah, it's a classic.
It was written by an albino Texan keyboardist, featured long synth and sax solos, and had absolutely no lyrics. Still, 1972's...
Look at that album cover, though, dude. I always love that album cover. He looks like a fucking alien. A gay alien. What, Edgar Winter... Was it Johnny Winter that was a Scientologist? Or was it actually Edgar? I think Edgar might have been the Scientologist. Yeah, no, it's a classic song for sure.
Frankenstein was a monster hit for the Edgar Winter Group.
Edgar, that's what I'm talking about.
The song Frankenstein, come on, man. With a keyboard part that break down, the most hard rock and instrumental to ever come out.
The thing about Frankenstein is that somehow it made its way to rock radio, and it's good.
Frankenstein was a song that I had written basically to showcase my playing a lot of instruments.
That's a douche move, to write a song to show off how good you are. Oh man, he would go on to influence Mike Patton and Faith No More, because Mike Patton, I feel like all his records are just like, let me show you how versatile I am vocally. Look at all the stuff I can do vocally. Like, look at all the musical genres I can pull off on one record. Like, why would you look for other bands when you have Faith No More? You know, you can just listen to the one band, the one album, and you have every genre you could ever want. Like, why search anywhere else? $5 Super Chat, Pizza King. Do you know about the IMAX Depeche Mode movie coming out in October? It's called Depeche Mode M. No, I did not. That's something I'm definitely will have to break my streak of not seeing movies in theaters to go see for sure. Paul, sorry, buddy. Paul had me review a Faith No More album on the Patreon, and it was a King for a Day, Fool for a Lifetime, and it kind of reinforced what I already felt about Faith No More. Sorry, man. It's my opinion, you know.
You know, Edgar Winter obviously had a weird childhood growing up albino. So what did he do? He said, I'm going to stay inside and learn every single instrument
I thought albinoism only affected like African Americans or black Africans, black people. I didn't know white people could get, I don't know, let's take it to Google. See what happens. Can Caucasian people also have albinoism? Or albinism? Yes, Caucasian people can have albinism. Albinism is a genetic condition that affects melanin production and can occur in people of all races and ethnicities. Okay. I stand corrected. Fuck me then.
You know, the weird keyboard that I strap to my neck, the drums, the saxophone, and it's genius.
When the 80s rolled around, Edgar gave Frankenstein new life. Among other things, he added a fresh video and lyrics.
I did later do a rap that told the whole Frankenstein story,
In a laboratory once upon a time, at work was a doctor named Frankenstein. Arm by leg and foot by knee, he created a freak of society.
These days, Edgar's
Oh god, that was just as bad as D.D. Ramone's rap attempts in the 80s.
practicing Scientology and touring with Ringo Starr's All-Star Band. And as for Frankenstein, well, it lives.
I love doing Frankenstein, and it just means the world to me to be able to do what I most love and see people out there enjoying themselves. So don't forget to
keep on rocking.
Next up, from the guys who brought us Dust in the Wind.
I'd be fucking... Oh, that's kind of crazy to have, like, your biggest hit song be, like, an instrumental. It's got to say something about your vocals to some degree, I would think. Like, we just don't sing. Just play the one song with the...
It's something just a little bit heavier. Check this out.
Oh, fuck yeah, that's a classic. These are not... Okay, these are like hard rock, or classic rock and classic rock adjacent songs. These are not hard rock songs in my mind. I don't even know what hard rock is as a genre technically anymore. These are like... I feel like if it's on your classic rock radio station, that's the genre. Now, this is definitely more of a prog rock song. I won't say more of. I will say it is a prog rock song, but it's also a classic rock song because it had that. It sounded more like just like a classic rock and roll, staple rather than like a prog song. But Kansas was an American prog band. Make no mistake of that.
String-loving, corn-fed, and follically blessed. Kansas had it going on in 1976 with their proggy, rocky classic, Carry On, Wayward Son.
Once I rose above the noise and confusion.
Oh, damn. Of course, it skips right before I was gonna... That's how everybody's dad looked in the 70s. Even I don't care if you're a black kid right now. That's how your dad looked like that. Somehow or another. If that was just the 70s dad, that's how my dad looked. And that's how your dad's gonna look. Slander.
Kansas definitely represented Kansas. They said, look, we come from where facial hair is facial hair, chest hair is chest hair, and Carry On Wayward Son was definitely their This Is the Meaning of Life 8-minute song.
Carry on my wayward son.
Musicality, riff rock, vocal dynamics.
Kiera, yes, he did.
At its finest.
We knew it was going to be popular because it was just such a great hook.
Don't you cry no more.
It's a great song. That's got to be on Rock Band, right?
The band suffered a setback when some members migrated to Christian rock in the early 80s, but they lived to fight on.
We're 6 totally different kinds of guys, but we all want to make records and we all want to rock and roll, so we've made ourselves just endure whatever came along. We stuck with it no matter what.
Nowadays, though the lineups changed, Kansas survives, and while their show venues may be smaller, their signature tune is anything but.
To this day, it's always in the top 5 classic rock most played songs.
I would be surprised if they really nailed those harmonies that tight live and they still sounded like that big. I would be very surprised. That's easily a 3-part harmony. I mean, it's possible. We tried doing that song when I was in a cover band back in the day, and we just did a 2-part harmony version of that. The main singer of the band did the Carry On My Wayward Son, and I think mine was like, Carry On My Wayward. I don't even know. It was somewhere. It was like a lower third, which I hate. I hate trying to attempt lower third harmonies. They're really hard for my ear to like pick out. Anyway, yeah, it's hard.
Never would have guessed it would go that long.
Don't you cry, don't you cry.
Okay, I mean, I guess I would consider this a hard rock song, or new rock. Maybe those are interchangeable. I mean, yeah, it's people still fucking sing it to this day on karaoke, and that to me is usually a good barometer of like its relevance in society. So yeah, you got to give it to Creed on that one.
Bombastic, super earnest, and for a while the biggest band in the world, Florida rockers Creed had God on their side when they created 1999's Higher.
Creed had a moment in the late 90s where they were just the biggest band in the world. And their biggest moment was Higher.
They've sold a bazillion records, had a gazillion hit singles. Love their songs, man.
What? Dude. There's this weird point in VH1's history where like all these talking heads on here, like Dee Snider and fucking Ricky Rocket from the MTV Headbangers Ball, and like all these motherfuckers, Ted Nugent, like they were all just on every single one of these fucking shows. And it's like I'm so glad I don't have to see Dee Snider's weird looking face anymore.
They're memorable
Hey, Craig Horner.
It's like one of these bands you're like, shh, don't tell anyone, but I like Creed.
Oh man, that shit was starting even back then. It looks like he's really struggling to get a dump out right now. I'm glad the tide is kind of turning a little bit, not a whole lot, but like to where it's like not completely humiliating to be like, I don't know. I know some of these dudes here in Riverside, like, which is an area that I do one of my gigs at or whatever. And they've taken the Creed irony way too far. Like they went to go see Creed live, and one of the dudes was saying he was crying at one point, and I'm like, and these are like the cool kids of that area, and it's like they will not say that it's ironic. They're like, it's not ironic. I'm like, yes it is. I've seen them do the karaoke songs like this song and when you are with me, I'm free. Oh, My Sacrifice. They do that one and, you know, whatever. And the way that they ham it up, it's like, yeah, they're making fun of it. Like they are ironically acting like they enjoy this. And they like paid good money to go see them live. And yeah, the whole Creed irony is worn thin in my joke book, at least.
And then you wait for your friend to punch you in the face.
Alas, the band imploded in 2004 due in part to Scott Stapp's outrageous behavior and problems with alcohol, as witnessed on Spike TV's Casino Cinema.
You're gonna have me drinking. This is unbelievable. That's what God told me to say.
I later found out that I had an allergy to alcohol, so it's not very good for me to drink, but it took me a while to figure that out. It was kind of an initial wake-up call, but with every disaster...
Oh, that was the guy from The Sopranos on there, what's his name? I don't remember the fucking actor or the character. Anyway, he was the liaison to Uncle Junior.
There's a new day, the sun will rise, you know? And there's so much more to life than being blacked out.
These days, the other members of
Bobby
Creed are rocking with their new...
Bobby Belavacqua, or whatever. He had a weird last name. Yeah, that was his character in the show. I used to know his name because anyway.
Group Alter Bridge. And Scott, he's sober, remarried, working on new music, and ready to answer to his...
Yeah, the whole like having an allergy, I believe that's what they talk about alcohol allergies in the big book, the AA book, written by fucking what's his nuts, that white guy. Yeah, he in that book refers to alcoholism as like an allergy, and I think Scott was just kind of quoting that. Bill Graham, was it Bill Graham? Anyway, Pizza King's giving me all the answers over here for my questions that I have, but yeah. Also, you don't have to get blacked out every time you drink either, Scott.
Critics.
not everyone's going to like what you do. Not everyone's going to like the same music, and not everyone's going to just like you as a person.
Really?
You know, I look at it this way, it's their loss.
No fucking way. I thought everyone liked the same exact music and liked everything that someone else does. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I guess there was so few bands doing that sound at that time, that kind of classic rock sound, and I guess The Darkness, I'll give that to them, because again, I got to judge it by cultural what's the word? Relevance. There you go. I knew it was an R word. Cultural relevance. People still sing this song on karaoke a lot, so kind of goes to show you it's still in people's minds. Oh yeah, total gimmick band. I agree. And Justin Hawkins has one of the most clickbaity channels I've ever seen on YouTube. He's the lead singer of The Darkness, and like I made a whole video about it, and there were so many fucking defenders of him on there, and it's like, dude, he literally made a video. It was during the pandemic, I think, and Post Malone was doing that Nirvana set where Travis Barker was on drums and Post Malone was on guitar, someone else was on bass, and Post Malone was singing a bunch of Nirvana songs or whatever. And the thumbnail on the Justin Hawkins YouTube channel said, "This is shit," is what it said on the thumbnail. And the title was something like, "I can't take this anymore," or something like that. And then you play the actual video, and he's watching the live stream, or a VOD of the live stream, and he's got nothing but compliments and nice things to say about the fucking song and the performance as a whole. He's like, "Oh, this is great, man. He's got a perfect voice to do Kurt Cobain. I think it sounds brilliant." And at no point in the video did he say "this is shit." I believe they even have it in quotes, him saying "this is shit" in quotes, as in like he said this at some point in the video. And there's so many examples of him just putting something completely negative for the thumbnail, and then you click on it and he just says nothing but compliments. And I think he does that so if he runs into any of these motherfuckers, he can be like, "Oh mate, but did you actually watch the video though? Did you actually watch the video? Because I actually was very complimentary of you, mate. I thought it was brilliant. And I told all my fans how great you were." It's such a sneaky like way to game the system and get more subscribers. And hey, they stayed, so I mean, I guess he had something of value to offer. But I just don't really like channels that are just 100% positive all the time, where you're just constantly like glazing everyone you're talking about. But especially when you're like tricking me into watching the video by being like, "Oh, this is awful," and maybe it's a band that I also agree is awful, so I like click on it, and then he goes on to just glaze the fuck out of the dude or the band or whatever. It's just really annoying. Fuck Justin Hawkins.
With 2003's I Believe in a Thing Called Love, The Darkness single-handedly revived the supremely awesome excesses of 70s glam rock.
When you first heard The Darkness, you thought, this is a joke. This isn't real. And then you listened to it and realized that it was awesome in its ridiculosity.
I love The Darkness. I mean, they sort of throw back to another era of glam metal.
I saw more of a tongue-in-cheek about them. You know, they were not taking themselves seriously.
They weren't serious because it was a parody of a hard rock song.
Which Spinal Tap had already done in like, what, 79, 80? Whenever this is Spinal Tap first came out. This band shit came out in what, 2002? What, 20-something years later? Really original.
Parody wrong. No. We're not a parody of anything, you know, we're a band.
We're the fresh new sound of rock music.
Justin Hawkins wore this one-piece jumpsuit with the big open throat down to the stomach. Rock and roll needs more one-piece spandex jumpsuits, I'm telling you right now.
Justin Hawkins has one of the finest falsettos in the business. It's the tight pants.
That's awesome.
Sadly, Justin's health became an issue in 2006 when he went into rehab for bulimia and drugs. After leaving, he ditched The Darkness for his new band, Hot Leg, leaving the other guys to perform under the name Stone Gods. But who knows? Maybe they'll find themselves back together, rocking their mega.
Yeah, Justin Hawkins was an alcoholic at the time. He says that all the time on his channel. And yes, the Darkness did reunite. But this was kind of their like moment in the sun. They've never really been able to, because I mean, when you base the premise of your band off of a joke, it's like kind of hard to like be taken seriously. I mean, they've never tried to be taken seriously, so whatever, it is what it is.
Hit someday.
I believe in a thing called love. It's like a shooting star that comes up real fast and then goes down and disappears. There was so much excitement and hype when they came out, but it crashed and burned really fast.
Matt Pinfield. Oh yeah, it's a classic cock rock song of the 1980s. Turn up the radio. Yeah. I think they did the reverse snare thing. The like that you had to have that in 80s arena rock songs. You had to have the reverse snare drum in there at some point.
Note to up-and-coming bands. You want to get radio airplay? Then follow the lead of 80s rockers Autograph and write a debut single like Turn Up the Radio.
You know, the thing about Autograph and Turn Up the Radio, it was one of those songs that when it came on your radio, back in the day when it came out, you crank that up, man. That's a great jam.
I remember them playing that song in clubs, and people went bonkers, and I was like, it's gotta go to #1, and it did.
Wait, was that Don Dawkin, the one who dubbed the term Cocoa Bonds? I think it might be. Wait, did I fast forward and say there he is? Oh yeah, there's the man. Any Jim and them people out there? Any Corey Feldman watchers? That's the man who donned the term Cocoa Bonds, because he did a little documentary that Corey Feldman, sanctioned, or Corey Feldman had made, and they were interviewing Don, and he has this unintelligible thing where he goes, Corey is Cocoa Bonds. Like it's you don't know what the fuck he's saying, but it sounds like it literally does sound like he says Cocoa Bonds. So that's the lore behind that one.
Song in clubs, and people went bonkers, and I was like, it's gotta go to #1, and it did.
That song connected on several different levels. It had the groove, it had the great guitar, and a big hook chorus. I need the music, give me some more. Everybody gave me a hard time.
Yeah, I haven't seen E-Rock around for a while, but I found with doing, these kind of things, people just kind of drop in and drop out for various reasons. You never know what's going on in their personal lives or whatever. So I don't know. Yeah, I haven't seen him around in a while.
David said, what are you guys doing in January? Nothing. We've never even played a gig. He said, why don't you come out and be the opening act on the 1984 Van Halen World Tour? So we all said, okay. It was really a fairy tale.
But the fairy tale didn't last long. Autograph broke up in the late 80s after their next 2 albums tanked. Today, frontman Steve Plunkett is still in the biz, writing tunes for movies and television.
I'm always writing songs for various projects, things like Seventh Heaven. But obviously when I hear the song on the radio, I still dig it. It was our only big hit. And my attitude towards that is, hey, at least we had a big hit.
Did he just bite his whole fangs into that can of beer? Wow. What a badass. Wish I could do that. What was I going to say? Oh, is it just me, or does a song have more of a chance to become like a big hit if you have like a million voices singing the chorus at the same time, the gang vocal effect that they did in the 80s? Like, they all did it. They all did that, where you just stacked all these vocals in the chorus, like, to where it just sounded like a goddamn choir of people singing all at the same time. Like, does that like kind of force you to like this, to Like, this song's undeniable. Like, there's all these, like, listen how big this chorus sounds. Like, whether is it actually good or not, I don't know. Like, grunge killed all of that. They went back to just doubling. It was just doubled. I think Smells Like Teen Spirit, if you listen to the chorus, it's like, it's probably 2 or 3 takes in there on the one. There's not like a 15 or 20. They're all compressed to, you know, whatever.
Number 92, it's a San Francisco band who started out opening for Judas Priest and Santana. Not in the same bill, of course. That would be weird. Or awesome. Either way, here's Night Ranger.
Oh, I don't know this song. Yet. Maybe I'll recognize it.
Long before their mega hit Sister Christian, San Francisco's Night Ranger was rocking it hard but friendly with tunes like 1982's Don't Tell Me You Love Me.
Night Ranger's music is good old-fashioned American rock and roll, case closed.
Great, case closed. Well, if I wanted to argue the case, objection, Your Honor. I don't think that this is classic, good, all-American rock and roll. I don't know this song.
And I mean, Don't Tell Me You Love Me was the first picture that America got of Night Ranger.
They were basically just laying down the law. We can have sex. Don't tell me you love me.
Don't tell me you love me. That song rips.
That's a shut up and me song. That song should have been Show Me You Love Me.
Yeah, I don't know this song. I've never heard this song.
Night Ranger released a string of hits through the mid-'80s, but then things slowed, and in '89 they took a much-needed hiatus.
Non-stop touring, and it stopped being fun, so we stopped, and nobody was like, you, or anything like that.
Don't tell me you love me.
That is, until their fans in Japan convinced the guys to give it one more try.
The Japanese approached us and said, you know, if you guys get back the original band, we'd love to do a record.
So they booked one show, and it completely sold out. Then they booked another one, and it completely sold out. And then they booked another one, and it completely sold out. And so we're like, well, let's just go do it. So we went over to Japan for about 10 days and played a bunch of shows.
These days, when Jack Blades isn't directing the rock and roll fantasy camp, he and the boys are rocking the globe in support of their newest album, 2008's Hole in the Sun. But fret not, gentle fans, Don't Tell Me You Love Me remains front and center on the set list.
Yeah, great reactions always with Don't Tell Me. I mean, Brad starts the song like, and everybody knows what's coming. It's like, wow! You know, everybody's like, you know, just like throwing the horns. And
Pretty much the highest energy song we do.
That's wonderful.
Well, fucking good for them. I don't really have a whole lot to say. I mean, you got Shaw Blades. That was a thing that existed there for a while. Tommy Shaw and Jack Blades. They did a super group. Was that no, that was Damn Yankees. They all blend together to me. Yeah, okay, whatever. Never heard that one, but it's very low on the list, so no harm, no foul, I guess. Oh, fuck. Got my pumpkin so low. What do you mean? That should be way higher on the list. Fuckers.
The world is a vampire.
In the mid-'90s, Billy Corgan had it all. Hair, his alt-rock group, the Smashing Pumpkins, and an army of angsty fans for whom Bullet with Butterfly Wings was practically a theme song.
I'm so tired. I don't know if they'd label it with that verbiage nowadays. I'm so tired of a Gen X and, you know, fans of alternative rock being known as angsty. Like, I don't know. Have you been to a rock concert at all? Are they ever not angsty at any rock concert you go to ever? I mean, unless it's a bunch of boomers who are too old to be angsty. Like, that is like such a tired term in the script writing for these shows. You know, angsty, a bunch of angsty teens. I feel like I was going to say something else. Oh.
Take me back to the 90s. My pain.
Look, man, if you're just going to mock the fucking song, then don't fucking talk about it, okay? It's a good fucking song. Don't fucking mock it.
If you're a teenager, you just go, yes, Billy, you understand me like no one else.
It's one of those, nobody gets me, I hate my mom and dad, angry teenage songs.
What's nice about that song is it's got this like, and then all of a sudden,
Bro, can they get like any serious person on here to like talk about these songs in like an actual serious way? Because I feel like they're doing that with the other songs, and now they're just kind of like mocking this one, and it's triggering me. If you can't tell, I'm crying right now.
it's like, I'm a rat in a cage. That is one of the best lyrics ever written in rock.
In almost any place in your life, you can relate to it. Doesn't matter how hard you scream, you're still trapped in the rat race.
Billy Corgan has a way to bring real beautiful darkness to what he does.
Oh, that fucking dude, Scott Ian, with his dumb fucking dyed goatee. They had him on every fucking VH1 show at that time as well. Swear, all these old 80s fucking washed up rocker guys, they all had a second life on VH1 in the 2000s. It was crazy. I don't think this show is a day older than 2008. It can't be. So we're looking at a show that's like, what, 18 years old? Almost. I mean, shit was different back then, you know, for sure.
The Pumpkins dropped 3 more albums before a messy split in 2000, but Corgan never quite let it go. In 2005, he took a full-page ad in the Chicago Tribune announcing a reunion, but only he and drummer Jimmy Chamberlain were involved.
Yeah, it was still a great album, though, Zeitgeist. Billy was the only one who wrote any of this shit anyway. Aside from Jimmy on the drums, the only instrument that Billy couldn't play as well.
Bands change. I mean, things happen, and I think we should just be grateful that the band kept on.
Little baddie Amy Lee, she can say whatever she wants. I mean, especially back then. God damn, she was hot. Oh, you knew this fucking song was gonna be on here.
Don't let the flute solos fool you. England's Jethro Tull could really rock, and it was never more apparent than their 1971 ode to a dirty old man, Aqualung.
When you hear the riff, you're like, stick it into high gear. There's nothing like it. It makes you feel cool.
What kind of crack is the lead singer on? I know it's Ian something. The lead singer, I forget. Ian fucking McGillicuddy. I don't remember his last name. He looks like he's on crack right now.
Aqualung obviously is about a homeless man eyeing little girls with bad intent.
Aqualung, it was scary. Greasy fingers smearing shabby clothes. This guy was gross.
That song in particular was just hard rock with a little bit of art rock in it too, you know, very unique.
Do you still remember December's foggy breeze?
The 70s were good to Tull, but things slowed in the 80s. That is, until they caused a major upset in 1989 by beating out Metallica for the very first heavy metal Grammy.
I totally disagree with the fact that the first band to get a heavy metal Grammy was Jethro Tull, because they were about as heavy metal as nothing.
Today, Ian Anderson is a new member of
Ian Anderson?
the Order of the British Empire, but he still makes time for the Tull and for his flute.
Great thing about Jethro Tull is that until Jethro Tull, flutes didn't rock. And I'll tell you something, they do now.
Yeah, they did. Genesis, Peter Gabriel rocked a flute, and they had some pretty hard rocking shit back in the day. No one wants to talk about Peter Gabriel or Genesis, though. It's fine. I get this is a mainstream show for the normies. It's all right.
Thank you, Jethro Tull.
All right, recency bias on this song, which was only a couple years old when this show came out. This song is so forgettable now. This song is like a footnote in like 2000s. I guess I would consider the song a hard rock song because it doesn't, all you can really say about it, it's not like alternative, it's not emo, it's just, yeah, it's just kind of a hard rock song.
Andrew WK knows the importance of a good first impression.
That's right.
When he debuted with
Correcting the
2001
plebes.
Party Hard, there was no mistaking his MO.
Kiera, you live to be a fucking contrarian, don't you? Just whatever the main opinion is, you're like, no, I disagree. I'm going the other way with it. How is Andrew WK not, explain to me, mate, how is Andrew WK not a fucking more than a footnote? I would love to hear your explanation on how he's more than a fucking footnote, all right? I would just love to hear it.
I'm a huge AWK fan. That first album was devastating, and Party Hard shifts it to high key.
The first album, that was the only album.
In a different way, and it's got a huge sound, like a Phil Spector sound. And then you got this crazy energy that drills you with the chorus in your head.
Yeah, and guess what? That formula that he laid out, that he translated that to like all of his other songs, because he had "She is beautiful, she is beautiful, na 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 na, the girl is beautiful." That was his like second single at that time, and it was like the same tempo, the same like energy, the same like piano just plinking in the background. Like the songs were just all that frat guy. Like, might punch you in the face, might, you know, I can't say that. Don't want to say that. But, you know, whatever happens at frat parties. It could happen, could not. That just depends on how pissed. If you get me pissed off enough and I'm drunk enough, I will slam my face on a cinder block and give myself a bloody nose, which is, I guess, something he was known for.
Yeah, there's a huge void for party songs of rock and roll, and when this guy came out with a song, I was just like, finally.
With Party Hard, I wanted to make a song that was just pure energy.
Bro, why does Andrew WK look like Ronnie Radke in the early 2000s? Like, what the fuck? That was kind of weird. I was like, what? Ronnie Radke's on here.
And when this guy came out with a song, I was just like, finally.
Bro, that's fucking Ronnie Radke. That's everyone talking about Andrew WK went missing apparently a few like years ago. No, he didn't. He just made a band called Falling in Reverse and got a bunch of tattoos.
Party Hard, I wanted to make a song that was just pure energy. I just want to give you the sound of a celebration, and then you can use it any way you want.
There's a deliberate message in that song, and there's no confusing that with anything else.
The message would be have fun, be enthusiastic, and to go full bore. When it's time to party, party hard.
Lately, when Andrew's not making music, he's taking his party hard message directly to the people with his newfound career as a college motivational speaker.
You don't have to do anything. All we can do is what we want to do.
When it came to doing motivational speaking, it delighted people in such a positive way. And I didn't stop doing music. I just wanted to add more ways that I could pump people up.
Oh, fuck. Why are they putting all the good songs, like, so far? Well, okay, I like grunge, fuck you, and a little bit of post-grunge. Yeah, this is a fantastic song. Totally agree with it. 499, Andrew WK is more memorable for the GameCube commercial and marrying Kat Dennings. Oh, yeah, that was a thing that came up recently. The Tiggle fat bitty chick from Two Broke Girls or whatever that show was called.
Found on both 1992's Dirt album and the singles soundtrack, Wood, a tribute to Mother Love Bone singer Andy Wood, propelled Alice in Chains from Seattle clubs to national stardom.
I love Alice in Chains, one of my favorite bands of that era, and Wood's a great song.
Wood's definitely one of those songs that you can rock out to it, but it's...
Yeah, now everyone's taking it seriously because it's not Smashing Pumpkins. Now they're being like, oh yeah, bro, don't fuck around with Alice in Chains. They're actually good. There's other bands, not so much.
Really can tap into that vulnerable side.
The thing that I love about Alice in Chains is the harmonies that Jerry Cantrell sings with Lane Staley.
It's that certain harmony that really is very Alice in Chains, that is just that kind of creepy but beautiful thing. It's addictive.
Sadly, the band released just 2 more albums before frontman Lane Staley died of a heroin overdose in April of 2002.
Damn, he was only 34 when he died? Holy fuck. Wow. And he had already like accomplished so much. My life's depressing.
When Lane Staley died, it was one of those very great rock and roll losses because Alice in Chains was a great rock and roll band.
Yet after a few
I mean, yes, it was sad, but I mean, the guy was like out of commission by what, 2002 was it when he died? Like he had already done his last vocal, which was on that remake of Another Brick in the Wall for that movie The Faculty. And that was like back in like 98 or 97, something like that. And even that song, you know, you just hear that the dude lost all his fucking teeth and his voice was just so withered. He's like, we don't need no education. Like it was pretty sad. Sad to hear.
solo projects and lots of fan encouragement, surviving members decided.
Well, at least I got one person who thinks I'm a celebrity. Someone by the name of Tuck Willie. Tuck Willie thinks that I'm a big deal.
To keep
Sounds about right for me.
Alice alive. They recruited singer William Duvall in 2006.
Oh, died in Get Born Again were his last songs in 99. Is that right? I gotta get a fact check that.
Did some touring, and in 2008 they started working on a new album.
I've seen Alice in Chains with their new singer, and they sound fantastic. I mean, it made total sense to me that the band could survive without Lane. It's just sad.
Here's Winger.
With Winger's 1988 jailbait anthem 17, Hard Rock Lady.
Died was the last song he recorded with Alice in Chains. Lane Staley also recorded a cover of Pink Floyd's Another Brick in the Wall with the band Class of 99. This recording was for the soundtrack movie The Faculty. So, yeah, a lot of people think that it's Died or Get Born Again. Yes, with Alice in Chains, that is correct. But the last song he lent his vocals to was that cover band Class of 99 who did the Another Brick in the Wall cover.
Fans finally found the studly metal frontman they'd been waiting.
Wait, what song and band was this? I wasn't paying attention. I was Googling the fucking other thing. Oh, fucking, I'm skipping this entire segment. I don't give a fuck. I gotta get through this quicker. Oh, they show the Beavis and Butthead thing? Oh, Kip Winger got really butthurt about that. I do want to see that.
But Kip's manly good looks could be pretty distracting, especially after a 1991 Playgirl cover.
I don't think that helped me, actually. Lars from Metallica threw darts at me because maybe he didn't dig that. Maybe he had a crush on me. Who knows?
After a while, it was easier to associate them with being made fun of on Beavis and Butthead.
Hi, guys. Check it out.
There was a lot of rumors going around that I was all mad about it, but I mean, really, it was a funny show.
Winger fizzled during
No, don't let that interview fool you. He was totally pissed off about that.
the grunge era, so Kip produced music on his own until 2002 when the band reunited for a fresh album and tour. And while the guys are older now, 17 refuses to age.
I love to play the song. I'm not one of these artists that hates to play the song because I've played it so many times, but I embrace the fact that people dug that Winger was a big 80s fan. That's fine with me.
Let me pause the stream so you guys can hear the nuances of my sneeze. Beautiful, yeah, I guess Beautiful People is kind of a hard rock song because I definitely don't really classify it as like a new rock song, but I don't really classify it as like a goth or industrial or anything like that. His other shit, yeah, but not this one. Yeah, I mean, I guess I would technically label the song a classic or a hard rock, not classic, hard rock song.
He may have been repulsive, but Marilyn Manson and his merry band of freaks knew big hard hooks when they heard him. Take 1996's The Beautiful People, for instance.
When that came out, it was so new.
I can't believe that shit came out in 96. Holy shit, it sounds so... I don't know, it sounds so much more ahead of its time than like 96. Like, Good Lord.
All the beautiful people. The way he clicks on the vocal, that track really hits.
And it hits on the fascism of beauty in America and how.
Did Iggy Pop just say that track really shits?
And this song challenges that and suggests that you can create your own standards as far as beauty goes.
Beautiful People took Manson from creepy cult hero to Antichrist superstar. Now pushing 40, Manson keeps busy with music, art, and a new endeavor, Manson, his own brand of the month.
Pushing 40. Motherfucker be pushing 60 now. He looks good though for his age. He like lost a bunch of weight because he was like, I don't know. He was looking like the fucking king of Big Macs there for a while. Now he's like looking like how people remember him or whatever. I'm also pushing 40, and I'm gonna make a video about Rex Viper after this stream. Him and I are not the same.
And altering liquor absinthe.
He's goth, he's creepy, he's dark. What does he do? He doesn't make a vodka. He's not a beer guy. No, he makes absinthe and he calls it Manson. It's perfect.
Here's my little hesitation. I don't want to drink something that's a funny color and named Manson. I don't really want to put that in my mouth.
Yeah,
Hey, that guy's funny.
I'm scared to drink it. I'm afraid of what might happen.
Okay, I will say this song definitely had a recency bias because VH1 were totally like glazing the fuck out of this band. At the time, I remember Velvet Revolver win a contest to meet the guys in Velvet Revolver, and I heard the goddamn riff from Slither all the time. My fucking friend Zach, who unfortunately passed away from heroin overdose, he anytime he picked up a guitar, the only riff he knew was the one from he would only ever play that riff, and it became like a kind of an inside joke to the rest of my friends. It's like, oh yeah, Zach picked up the guitar at the party the other night. It's like, let me guess, he played the riff from Slither, right? And they were like, yeah. I was like, yeah, that's all. That's the only riff he plays.
7 years after leaving Guns N' Roses, Slash, Duff McKagan, and Matt Sorum gave rock one more try. Only this time, they did it with a new singer, Stone Temple Pilots frontman Scott Weiland. The result? Velvet Revolver's Slither.
We must have listened to 200 singers a week for 10 months. And then Scott came in, and that's how Velvet Revolver started.
The best new band to come out in the millennium.
Velvet Revolver is just a down and dirty, leather pants wearing, top hat wearing rock band.
Slither was the first single, it went #1. It was very vindicating, considering what we'd all gone through.
They have the intensity of Slash and the Guns N' Roses feel, but they had that kind of a grunge feel because of the singer, and it was just the coolest.
After 2 huge albums, a Grammy, and a drug relapse, Scott parted ways with Velvet Revolver in 2008.
The Libertad tour, that's when we started to really sort of lose Scott. He started to go back to his old ways. So we finished the tour, and then we put a press release out saying that he was fired.
I'm not going to talk about those guys because I actually have a lot of love for,
Yeah, you were the fuck up. You were the problem. Like, why would you talk shit about the people who were like functioning and you were the one who wasn't? Cause you like the cocaine, I mean, you were the problem, so I would hope that you wouldn't talk shit about them.
Now, a Weilandless band is regrouping.
Oh, I'm starting to notice this more and more. Sorry, I just RGT85 into the microphone. I'm starting to notice this more and more. Why does it sound like there's like an oxygen pump being pumped like in steady intervals in my ear right now whenever I play this video? It's like, tss, 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 tss. I'm just now noticing it, and it's like I feel now I feel like everyone else is gonna concentrate on it.
Planning their next steps in rock domination.
There's a lot going on that I can't really talk about.
Can't really
It's safe
talk
to
about,
say
bro.
that we're
Can't really
just
talk
working
about
on
it. Don't really want to talk about
differences and
it.
possibilities.
Honestly, I
That's
want to
not
talk
really-
about it. Can't talk about it. Why'd you bring it up? I do not know this song by Wasp. I did not fuck with Wasp. I don't care about Wasp. They represent that stupid era of 80s rock that I just do not like at all.
Famous for their terrifying live shows, shock rockers Wasp waded into 80s metal godhood with I Wanna Be Somebody.
Blackie Lawless really wrote great hard rock anthemic songs, and I Want to Be Somebody is a real anthem.
Hello, Blackie Lawless, way to go.
Cry out!
It's not like a commercial, oh, we're going for a hit kind of song.
This was supposed to be one of those like demonic, like scary bands at the time because they were like a little bit edgier. But like you listen to their stuff and it's like, yeah, whoa, baby, is just as like fucking stupid and shitty as all that other music that came out at in that era. Like, yeah, they might have looked a little bit blacker in the clothes that they wore, and yeah, they might have been a little bit edgier, but the music was trust me, the music was just as shit as any of those other fucking 80s the bad boys of the Sunset Strip wearing the gayest leather pants you've ever seen and singing like, oh yeah, bad boys, man, hell yeah, you don't want to mess with them.
More than we would have ever dreamt.
Now in his 50s, Blackie's kept Wasp going for over 25 years, regularly wreaking havoc on his loyal fans.
Well, you gotta respect somebody like Blackie Lawless for just carrying on the rock throughout the years.
I'm sorry, I can't respect somebody whose last name is Lawless. Let that sink in. Lawless. No law. Not no respect. I mean, yeah, sure. Again, yeah, I guess, sure. Why not?
Loaded with a hard gothic sound, the dark angel voice of Amy Lee, and guest vocals from 12 Stone's Paul McCoy, Evanescence's Bring Me to Life blasted the band out.
Yeah, I wonder if Amy Lee's going to mention the fact that she did not want to have like a white rapper guy or whatever he's doing in this song. The original version of this song did not have any of that. Wake me up, save me. All the things I've seen when they mess with me, when life to the mercy. Like, she didn't want any of that shit in the original version, and she didn't. There is an original version on YouTube that does exist without that guy in there. But the label thought, you know what, Limp Bizkit's really hot right now, so you know, rap rock in general seems to be like a thing that's happening. So, you know, let's go ahead and do that. And she's like, well, I'm playing the game, so okay.
Of Little Rock, Arkansas in 2003.
I love Evanescence. I love the darkness of it. I just thought the song was just so different.
Her voice is just spectacular. She just belts it out. It's very operatic, a little bit gothic. I was just blown away.
First time I heard it, I didn't know what to make out of it. Pop stations were playing Evanescence. Really, they shouldn't have.
God, please somebody let me know what Dee Snider has to make of this song. What does Dee Snider from Twisted Sister think about Evanescence? I gotta fucking know, man.
This is way too heavy, but somehow, you know, Amy's voice really crossed over.
There was definitely a lot of speculation before our album came out that we would not make it, just simply because we were different.
Since Bring Me to Life, Evanescence has been up to their eyeballs in tours, awards, new albums, and lineup changes. But in 2008, Amy and the band took a well-deserved rest to just let the ideas flow for a while.
I've been home all this year just being normal, and it's weird and great, but the writing is definitely a little bit different. I don't want to give anything away, but it's still growing, still evolving.
Rainbow Since You Been Gone. Don't know this one.
After Ronnie James Dio left Rainbow in 1979, Richie Blackmore and the boys struck gold with a new lead singer and a blazing cover of Russ Ballard's Since You've Been Gone.
I get the same old dreams, same time every night. Fall to the ground and I wake up.
When Rainbow covered Since You've Been Gone, they brought this great hard rock crunch to it and made it this great kick-ass hard rock classic.
Graham Bonnet, incredible vocals. He's got one of the greatest voices in the world.
I don't know. This song better than Wood by Alice in Chains or Bullet Butterfly Wings by Smashing Pumpkins? I don't think so.
Graham did a great job. He came right after I did and did a really excellent job with all the things that they did. It was a good song and well done.
Bonnet made just one record with the band and left in 1980 after clashing with guitarist Richie Blackmore over creative direction. He struck out on his own after that, and Rainbow lived another 17 years before disbanding. Today, Richie is playing softer rock with his new Renaissance-themed group, Blackmore's Night.
Today, Richie Blackmore is pursuing his interest in medieval music. He plays acoustic instruments at Renaissance fairs, and they dress in costumes.
Well, Rainbow hasn't been together for a long time, but Since You've Been Gone's a great track, and Graham's voice really sticks out. And, of course, Richie Blackmore and his guitar playing.
Man, they got Eddie, I Know Everyone Trunk on this show. That's that Rock and Roll True Story YouTube channel that I'm sure some of you have probably seen or maybe even are subscribed to. The guy, I don't know what the name of that guy is who does that YouTube channel, but he is so triggered by Eddie Trunk. Anytime Eddie Trunk gets plays a role in the whatever he's talking about, he's always like, and then Eddie, I Know Everybody Trunk, blah, 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 blah. Like, he's always talking shit about Eddie Trunk, and I'm like, bro, I mean, Eddie Trunk has some, like, L takes every now and then, but, like, you really are, like, out for this guy's, you're out for his fucking, ball sack, I don't know. His aorta, what is that fucking, whatever, that out for blood.
I think everybody misses to this day.
It's Sabbath. Without Ozzy, strange, but that's okay. Let's take a trip to heaven and hell.
That's a good song. I thought that was a Rainbow song, though. I don't know, like the Dio years of Black Sabbath are fucking weird for me. I said like a really weird, morbid thought. I probably shouldn't even say it. Yeah, I'm not gonna say it.
When Ozzy Osbourne walked out the door in 1979, Black Sabbath needed a new frontman stat, so they tapped Rainbow's Ronnie James Dio, who kicked off Sabbath Act 2 with 1980's Heaven and Hell.
Sing me a song, you're a singer. Do me a wrong, you're a bringer of evil.
Black Sabbath, Heaven and Hell. That's amazing.
When Ozzy left Black Sabbath and Dio came in, it was a straight-up band shift. It just became a different band.
That guy, Hal Sparks, he was on like every iteration of I Love the 80s, 70s, 90s. Didn't they do an I Love the 2000s in like the 2000s? Like the 2000s like weren't even over yet. I think they did that shit. Oh, that burrito's coming back to say hello. Oh, that's gross. Yeah, he was in every single one of those things. Michael Ian Black was in a lot of them. They were like the comic relief, I guess. Mo Rocca, the media gadfly.
Ronnie is just an incredible singer, and for him to front.
Yeah, he was a gay. He was gay. Queer as Folk. Yes, my favorite nighttime program. Absolutely. Why do you think I have HBO Max?
Sabbath at that time was insane. The Sabbath guys just gave me so much more scope to be able to do what I needed to do. There were great holes and spaces to be a singer and to be a writer. We wanted the song to have it in two movements, which is hell, a really dark part, and heaven, like voices doing the ahs.
I mean, it certainly appealed to us when we first done it. It still does. I mean, you know, it's a simple thing, but it's effective, you know.
The Dio-led lineup of Sabbath went their separate ways in the early 90s, but regroup on occasion. These days, the band's still known as Black Sabbath when Ozzy is singing for them.
I feel like Trailer Park Boys kind of jumped the shark a little bit when they had Snoop Dogg, Doug Benson, and like they had like a third guy, Tom Arnold. Yeah, they had Tom Arnold, Doug Benson, and Snoop Dogg on Trailer Park Boys. That was a shark jumping moment to me for sure. I mean, even Sebastian Bach was a little bit of a fucking stretch, but that was still very much watchable.
But when Dio's fronting, they tour under the name Heaven and Hell.
I watched their DVD from Radio City. Such a sound, such power, such emotion. And I almost like started sobbing because they're so great.
The Sabbath. A great way to close out this hour of 100 greatest hard.
You know what's fucking sad is Poison's gonna be really high up there. I just by virtue of the fact that Bret Michaels is hosting, I feel like his shitty band is gonna be like super high up on the list. Did you guys feel invigorated by that rock sound? I might do it again. Yow! Do you feel like you're at a rock show? Or do you feel like you're at a pedophile's house? That's for you to decide. Yeah!
And Bret Michaels.
I'm not even drunk.
From VH1's Rock of Love. And you're watching.
Yeah, good. You should have felt embarrassed. Yep. Embarrassment was the correct answer. That was how you should have felt.
100 greatest hard rock
songs made you feel
ever.
Embarrassed.
A few months ago, we asked you, the fan, to vote at vh1.com for your favorite hard rock tunes. And you did it with a vengeance. Over 500,000.
Brett's wig is attached to his cowboy hat. I love that.
Ballads were cast, and now we're here, counting your picks all the way down to numero uno. Okay, enough of me yakking. Let's get to cracking. Here's number 8.
That was a bad harmony right there. Any way you want it, that's the way you need it. Any way you want it, that's the way you need it. I don't know. That was a weird. That was a live version, obviously, but I can't believe they like fucked that part up and chose that as like a way to introduce the song. Weird.
Ballads were Journey's bread and butter through the 80s, but it was tunes like Any Way You Want It that kept it real with rock fans.
I think Journey might be one of the most underrated bands. I'm surprised you have them on this list because they usually get snubbed.
Journey has made...
Journey underrated what? I mean, maybe underrated as like a hard rock band, I guess, because like they did have some like harder rockin' songs. If you're gonna put all these other bands on there, then you kind of need to include Journey in that fold.
Some of the most timeless music in the history of rock. And as time goes on, people are gonna realize that.
Any Way You Want It, that's a great song. I wish I would have wrote that. Damn it.
Any Way You Want It was the only song really at that time that was both light in the sneakers and rocked harder than anything you could possibly imagine.
Steve Perry's voice is just so beautiful sounding. What an instrument. And Neil Schon on the guitar, incredible.
After After 2 decades of cranking out the hits, Steve bitterly parted ways with the band to work on a solo career. He's kept a lower profile in recent years, but Journey soldiered on with sound-alikes until 2007, when they discovered Philippines-born Arnel Pineda online.
Oh boy, did they get lucky with that fucking dude. That guy like killed that shit.
Neil Schoen was on YouTube looking at Journey cover bands. Found this guy, liked his sound, got in touch with him. Now this guy's in Journey.
You say the internet's bad. Are you kidding me?
Dude, Edwin McCain looked like microwave dog shit in the 10 years that he had his hit out. Like he just looks like a fucking bar bro now with his little bandana to cover up his balding.
This guy was like living in the Philippines, and now he sings for Journey. And he sings spot on.
Man, I didn't know Edwin McCain was such a deeper dude, good old boy combo wombo over there, man. Holy hell. Oh, I'll be your crying shoulder. And then as soon as he's done singing, he's like, hey, man, let's go to Hardee's and you can diddle my butthole in the bathroom.
You ain't getting rid of him ever.
Whoever's on vocals, Journey and Any Way You Want It remain cultural institutions.
Journey really has touched America. You know, they're one of the great American bands.
Oh, I'm so sick of this fucking song. With a rebel, yeah, secret more. God, I hate this song. I don't even want to hear what they have to say about it, because honestly, I gotta like get through this list way faster than the trajectory I'm going at now, because like this is taking way too long because I'm yapping too much, unlike Pat, who just watches his commercials on his live stream without interrupting at all. I interrupt too much. Okay, Bad Company Who Feel Like Making Love. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, Paul Rogers is a legit singer. That Queen album he did sucked though. Never do that again, Paul. Oh, Black Hole Sun by Soundgarden. Yeah, that fucking video freaks me the fuck out. It's a pretty cool song. Oh yeah, those when they did the stretchy face shit, I don't like seeing that shit. That freaks me out, bro. I don't like it. What is that? All right, can you just land on it, mate?
The only lead forward.
I hate this song. Kiss me once, kiss me deadly. No, pass. They got like the same fucking people talking about every song. It's like kind of annoying. White Stripes, Seven Nation Army. Yeah. Hard rock song, not really. That's like that's like garage / indie rock, bro. There's nothing hard rock about Seven Nation Army. It is like kind of an iconic guitar riff, because like, and it's so simple, and it's like, even back then I was like, how are they still discovering simple, like really good guitar riffs? Like I thought they've all been figured out by now. Oh, $20 from Pizza King. I have to duck out and go pick up a friend. Too drunk to drive home from the casino. Everyone have a great night. Thank you, Pizza King. I appreciate it, brother. And I don't normally call people brother, so, you know, take that for what it's worth. It just feels weird coming out of my mouth. Like, I feel like I should have, like, dreadlocks and more tattoos to be like, yeah, yeah, brother, I got you, man. It's all right. Yeah. But, you know. All right, let's stop on 74 and see what this is all about. Love Removal Machine by The Cult. I don't even know this song. Yeah, we're gonna have to like move along here, because I am not trying to be up until, well, I'm not trying to be streaming until 2 a.m. That's for goddamn sure. Thin Lizzy, let me guess. Boys Are Back in Town. Jailbreak, really? Okay. We covered that one in our cover band, Jailbreak. I didn't really like the song, honestly. Tonight there's gonna be trouble, so don't you mess around. Pat Benatar, Heartbreaker, yeah, of course. Yeah, that's gonna be in there. Wait, what was 71? Oh, Jane's Addiction, Mountain Song. That's a pretty cool song.
Throughout the 80s, LA was known for metal, but it also produced one of the most
That's my
influential...
impression of Perry Farrell. He's got a fucking whiny, weird voice. Not weird in like a good way, like Billy Corgan. No. I could take or leave Perry Farrell's voice.
Bands in alt-rock, Jane's Addiction, who kicked out the jams with 1988's Mountain Song.
It was trippy. It was like psychedelic, alternative rock. It was really cool.
Jane's Addiction, one of the best American bands of all time.
What?
Almost upon
Alice Cooper saying one of the best American bands of all time. Not even kind of sort of there, dude. Like not by any stretch of the imagination are they one of America's greatest bands of all time. Holy shit, Alice Cooper. You are restarted, my friend.
first listen, you can attach yourself to the hypnotic groove. You hear that song once, you know it forever.
The rhythm is just sexual, and then you hear that screech from Perry.
It is a pretty deep song about the two women in my life that I love very, very dearly that actually died. I guess that's why people feel the intensity of that song.
Infighting led the group to split in 1991, the same year frontman Perry Farrell started alt music fest Lollapalooza. But James has reconciled 3 times since then, most recently.
I feel like Porno for Pyros had a pretty strong record, honestly. I might go out as far as say I prefer Porno for Pyros versus Jane's Addiction. That's just me.
In 2008.
There's something to be said for a band that has a very tumultuous relationship, because there is an energy that, you don't get with guys that are all best friends all the time.
Today, when the band isn't performing, Farrell moonlights with his other group, Satellite Party. Meanwhile, Navarro is a bona fide rock celebrity, hosting and starring in reality shows, playing in the Panic Channel with Jane's drummer Stephen Perkins, and oh yeah, directing porn.
The visual arts is something I've always been a fan of, and certainly sexual freedom is something I'm a fan of, so when the two meet, it's all good.
As for his feelings on Mountain Song,
Jane's Addiction, Mountain Song, clearly your #1 pick, and I just want to thank everyone.
See, Dave Navarro is what Elliot Rodger could have become had he not been a fucking weird incel loser.
Everyone over there at
He had the looks.
Vh1, it's truly an honor to be in the #1 slot, and we're not.
Okay, we're gonna keep skipping ahead here because we're only in the 70s. We're not even halfway through. Oh, there's fucking Ozman. He's got something to say about Foreigner.
When Foreigner happened, one after the other, it was like endless great songs. They were on a real good roll for a long while.
Profound as always, Ozzy. Profound as always. Ooh, Living Color, Cult of Personality. That song fucking rocked. Let's see if they're able to talk about how great this song is without mentioning the fact that all the dudes in the band were black guys.
talk about a hard rock oddity. Living Color were an all-black, highly political funk metal band. Anyone questioning their ability to melt brains had to shut up as soon as they heard 1988's Cult of Personality.
Cult of Personality was really profound when it came out. It was just such a brand new sound. It had a Zeppelin kind of a groove. Vernon's guitar playing was
got some black guys,
and Corey's vocals were so full of soul.
Yeah, it took all of 2 seconds. Yeah.
I would practice singing to the first Living Color album because I thought Corey was a great singer.
Corey Glover, he always wore this body glove.
It's weird that Sebastian Bach said that he practiced singing to the first In Living Color record because though the frontman had a great voice, Sebastian Bach's range is clearly way higher than, what's his name, Corey Smith, lead singer of In Living Color, way higher than that dude's range. I mean, it just is. So, like, he would have had no difficulty singing along to In Living Color. I mean, in fact, it might be too low for Sebastian Bach. His range in his prime was like fucking. I don't even like Skid Row. I don't like Sebastian Bach as a person, But that motherfucker, for being like 6'1" or however tall he is, that's the only example I have, because I had this theory that the taller you are, the lower your vocal range will sit in your voice box. So you got Ronnie James Dio at like what, 4'11", and he can sing. He's incredibly high, piercing notes. And then you had like, Steve Perry was like 5'6". He was kind of a shorter guy or whatever. Had an amazing vocal range. Lane Staley was my same height, 5'11", and he had a pretty high range, but it wasn't like crazy. It wasn't like insane. And then you had Sebastian Bach, who was even taller than that, and he was like right up there with Geddy Lee a lot of times. And I didn't think tall people could sing that fucking high.
Tight catsuit onesie. I just remember that mohawk, and he's just spinning. They were
Steven Tyler's short.
Rocking out hard. And it was just kind of cool for me because, like, they were black.
You never listen to music in terms of its color. We're a band. We're a band that plays music. Just to shut people up, Living Color is a hard rock band.
Though the song made stars out of Living Color, they took a breather in 1995, but reunited in 2001. They've been together ever since, though singer Corey Glover did a stint with the touring company for Jesus Christ Superstar in 2006. And nowadays, the band's on the road and jogging people's memories with Cult of Personality.
They know the song, they don't know us. They don't make the connection until they actually hear us playing the song. And then sometimes they think, this sounded real familiar, where do I know that song from? So the connection comes that way.
Well, I mean, they were kind of, in all fairness, they were kind of a one-hit wonder. Not to like hard rock fans or, rock fans or whatever. Like a lot of like rock fans own that record and enjoyed it. But yeah, I mean, that was their one kind of like hit song. So I wouldn't, if I was him, I wouldn't act surprised that people don't associate the song with the, and I don't know how much airplay that video got on MTV back in the day. Oh, this song's pretty cool. Not my favorite White Zombie song, but it's a cool song. The sex sounds at the beginning really like do annoy me though, because it's like, if I'm gonna hear those sounds, my brain goes into another mode. Like I'm like in sex mode now, and I'm like, all right, my winker's tingling, but then it like comes in just with this kind of hard rock groove with the slide guitar thing going up and down the neck, and then you get a very unsexy voice in the yeah, I don't know.
Please welcome a snappy little combo from.
Oh, remember the MTV Video Music Awards where Dennis Miller was the host for like 2 or 3 of them? Dennis Miller's so hot with the kids, don't you know?
Hell, White Zombie!
If the devil made a mixtape, White Zombie's More Human Than Human would kick it off. Mixing psycho rock guitars with truly evil imagery.
What are psycho rock guitars? Who wrote this script? Like, what are psycho rock guitars?
1995 thriller made for one wicked listening experience.
They talked about monsters and, astro creeps and killer cars, and they did it with this great beat that sometimes bordered on techno, but was never soft.
Yeah, you heard that? With your own ears, ladies and gentlemen. He just said bordered on techno. They called it fucking techno for the longest time. Nobody called it EDM back in the day. People look at me fucking stupid whenever I refer to it as techno these days. I can't help that's what they taught me growing up that it was fucking called. Yeah, well then Bush's Everything Zen should also be considered psycho guitar, because that riff went just as hard as this one in my opinion.
I love this song, and I always was amazed at Rob Zombie's voice because it has this grit and this growl to it.
And you can always tell a Rob Zombie song by the way he sings. I don't know what he's singing about most of the time, but you always see people singing, yeah.
White Zombie went kaput in 1998, freeing Rob to pursue solo music projects as well as his other love, directing horror movies.
Would you be interested in directing a film?
Oh yeah, that's all I really feel like. That's all I want to do.
Over the last decade, he's directed 3 new slasher classics, House of a Thousand Corpses, The Devil's Rejects, and the 2007 remake of Halloween.
Rob Zombie is this metal guy, and then he's also this insanely good movie director. I think that's really cool. It just makes me happy to see people that are just talented and full of ideas, like, make them all happen.
Yeah, I don't see Ministry coming up on here at all. Mainstream, a million plus selling bands only on here, I see.
Last in the alphabet, but
I appreciate ZZ Top and all that, and you know they have their own little niche Texas rock shit going on, but I don't really give a fuck about ZZ Top. Europe, the final countdown. Is this a joke? You fucking serious? Oh, they're gonna slather on the sarcasm and smartassery for this one.
In 1986, Swedish rock Adonis's Europe launched the final countdown. A sci-fi space odyssey kicked off with the most majestic synth riff of all time.
Shut up with these. I don't need the comics doing whatever he's doing. I don't need him doing that at all, ever.
In terms of total mega cheese bombast, the opening fanfare of this song is unbeatable. It's like God's gift to high school marching bands.
Cinematic and it's dramatic. I do think that it's sort of inspirational, I mean, in a way, and that's what a good hard rock song should do, is kind of inspire.
The song scored Europe a ton of fans stateside. Of course, it didn't hurt that frontman Joey Tempest was a babe.
Joey Tempest, one of the most ridiculously pretty rock dudes.
Thank you.
Looks aside, Europe split in the early 90s, but reunited in 2003. Today, they're still on stage, still in the studio, and still in demand.
I like whenever they show the band are still rocking to this day, and then they play like the song from like the live clip, and it's like taken down like 3 keys lower than the original, because it's like, I can't sing those notes anymore, and it's just like, oh, okay, you're showing. It's almost like the song's like going, oh, like when it's like, da-da-da-doo, and then it plays again, it's like, da-da-da-doo, da-da-da. It's almost like the song's like, oh, I can't get it up that high anymore. We're just down here now.
Europe are one of the few original hair metal bands that's still together with the original lineup.
They can pretty much rest assured that their phone's going to ring sometime in December for some sort of big-time New Year's Eve party, and you know what? They do it, and I would too.
The only difference is, Eddie Trunk, you have no actual real talent. You just somehow stayed on the radio for like fucking 50 years. Oh, I'm surprised they even included this song on the list. MC5, like some OG rock shit here.
Kick out the jams.
Aggressive anti-establishment and decades ahead of their time, Detroit garage rockers the MC5 tore it up with their 1968 live debut, Kick Out the Jams.
Them MC5 boys kicked out the...
This was back when it was not highly unusual to see white men with just as big of afros for some reason as black people. I don't know what was going on back then with the white people hair. It's not unusual to see at least one. It was usually like the keyboard player or bass player who had the white fro, the white man afro, wifro. In this case, it's the lead singer. This was not an uncommon sight at this time in music.
Those jams, holy.
It's just so intense. It's so up-tempo and just yelling and screaming and belligerent. It sounded like it was ready to fall apart the second it started.
Mr. Marshall, now I understand why you made those amplifiers.
people don't realize, you know, how much rock and roll owes to the MC5.
They really gave us the direction for our group. We wouldn't exist if it wasn't for that band.
I was only like 12 years old first time I heard Kick Out the Jams, and I thought a band that could use the word mother, you know what? I just thought, that's so cool.
Kids came home with this record and put it on, and their parents said, "What'd he say?" It's hard to imagine nowadays that this one expression would have caused a big crisis, but that's what it was like in 1968.
Despite the ruckus caused by their radical politics and sheer volume, MC5 were done by 1972. After that, each member made music on his own until the 90s when singer Rob Tyner and guitarist Fred Sonic Smith both passed away. Years later, in 2003, surviving members Wayne Kramer, Michael Davis, and Dennis Thompson reformed as DKT MC5 with cult frontman Ian Astbury, and they still kick out the jams with rock royalty.
I've played that song with Wayne Kramer countless times at this point, and it is just such in the spirit of what rock and roll is all about. It just lets you know basically how it's done.
Kick out the jams, done kick them out.
Oh yeah, fucking love this song. Wow, well, this was high up on the list. This is a weird choice. I really like this song. I have this record, Wait, from the Rollins Band. I fucked with it. It was kind of a like groove metal. It was kind of in there with what Pantera were doing a bit, but like less screamy, I guess.
So you think you're gonna live your life alone in darkness?
Yes, yes, the song
Black
rocks.
Flag frontman Henry Rollins, punk pedigree was never in question, and when he released 1994's Liar with Rollins Band, it only added to his hardcore rep.
I just think Henry's a genius. He's hilarious. I mean, how could you not get off on someone screaming at the top of their lungs, "You're a liar"?
Henry Rollins is just so angry. You just look at him, he doesn't look like a rock star. He looks like someone who would beat you up for bumping into them at a bar.
It's weird because you'd think he's like this totally tough guy, but then he's got a sensitive side.
It's true. I still wouldn't mess with him.
Yeah.
The song Liar, myself and my worthy constituents wrote in about 2.5 minutes. I started doing this monologue over the bass line. You know, you and me, my dear, it's going so well, and you know why? Because I'm a liar. And everyone in the band went, "Hey, you're a funny guy."
Today, Henry hosts his own talk.
Oh no, did he try to do stand-up? Someone said, Acid Bass said, dude, his stand-up sucks so bad. Please tell me. He did spoken word shit, but I don't know if did he ever do stand-up? Oof, I would not want to see that.
Talk show on IFC and lights up the spoken word circuit with pieces almost as incendiary as Liar.
I'm mad already. Like you child. Like, take care of this right here, right now.
Basically, I'm a BS artist. I've done a lot of films. I've written 22 books. I've made I don't know how many albums. Am I good at any of them? I don't know. I would like to think that I'm only getting warmed up.
It's weird when people that you know of their image of them, like whatever their physical appearance is, whether they're like happen to be extremely buff and then you see them like 10, 15 years later and they're like scrawny, or if they're like really fat like John Popper and it's like, all right, Blues Traveler, all right, fat guy, and then you see him, he's like skinny. I don't know. It's just weird to me. Like, it kind of trips me up a little bit because it's like, well, no, you need to still be fat and you need to still be muscular. Like, don't be changing up on me like this. What the hell? That's why on YouTube I've tried to maintain the same image as to not freak anyone out, you know, with some drastic appearance change, because I like the continuity. The green hair is really the only thing that's changed. Well, and a little bit more tattoos. That's the only thing that's changed about me. But then again, you know, I'm basically just as popular as these people are. So, Survivor Eye of the Tiger, no, we will not be watching that at all. I'd rather hear Burning Heart. With the Burning Heart! Dawkins Breaking the Chains, never heard of it. I bet Dawkins excited to talk about one of his songs, though, for once. He's like talking about everyone else is round and round by Rat. Yeah. Round and round. What goes around comes around. Give it time. Time. All right, now we've made it to part 3. Holy fuck. I gotta piss. Somebody open your mouth. It's the splash zone. Open your mouths.
Hey, it's Brett, counting down even more of the greatest hard rock songs ever. You voted for them right here at Vh1.com, so no more whinging, no more whining if you don't like them.
No more whinging. What does it mean to whinge?
I mean it. We still got more than half the list left to go, so let's get going. Right here at number 60, you got it. It's Skid Row.
That's a good song. I like 18 in Life by Skid Row. That's probably one of the few songs I like by them.
The towering
I'm gonna pee.
Sebastian Bach, New Jersey's Skid Row, kicked off their assault on American ears with 1989's 18 in Life.
18 in Life is a classic song because it's one of those old tell a story
Christ,
songs.
earthquake
Goes a little
behind me.
something like this.
Sebastian Bach, the prettiest in the world. He doesn't sound like he looks. He's got a good hard rock voice.
Just rocked so hard and he could hit all those high notes. It was so sexy.
But group members fought, grunge happened, and in 1996, Skid Row bottomed out. Bandless Sebastian turned to acting. He spent 5 seasons on TV's Gilmore Girls and starred in Broadway musicals like Jekyll and Hyde and Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Broadway been very, very good to me. When you're on a Broadway stage, you've got the best singers in the world. You better sing, bitch. It's $300 a ticket.
As for Skid Row, they've reformed without Bach, and he's not exactly thrilled.
The music business is a real business. The thing that makes me mad is that they've destroyed the name Skid Row. I can never go back. Sorry. Hang on. Oh, Skid Row? Oh, what's going on? No, I don't want to rejoin your band. Have a nice time at the bowling alley. Bye.
But with a 2007 solo album and lots of tours on tap, Sebastian's kind of like hard rock itself, a survivor.
I might have went through a brief period where bands like Nirvana and Nine Inch Nails were taking over radio, but here it is 2008 and rock wins. Sorry.
Big guitars, big drums, really big sexual content.
If you're in the game,
in 1981, Billy Squier was the perfect specimen of big testosterone-fueled hard rock with the perfect song to match, The Strokes.
Billy Squier was maybe one of the most overlooked rock stars of all time.
Billy just flat out rocks.
Yeah, that song's cool. I like Billy Squier's shit. I like his voice. He's got a cool voice. Got a really rockin' sounding voice.
I mean, the guy rocks.
All right, I need to get
love that song. It's got a great feel.
You guys know that's about right?
The Stroke is widely misunderstood. I knew that people were going to take this song in a sort of sexually explicit way. However, I did write it about the music visits.
Can I just read some of these lyrics to you? Put your left foot out.
Keep it all in place.
Keep it all in place.
Work your way
right into my face.
Yep.
All right, we get it. Rock Me Tonight. Thanks a lot, Kenny Ortega. Yeah, I did a whole ass video on that one. How it kind of like fucked his career in the ash. Oh, yeah, they brought that up, didn't they? Well, all right, I got to see what they have to say about that shit.
Till 1984, that is, when he released the decidedly un-hard rock music video for the song Rock Me Tonight.
Phenomenal. But when he went into the dancing around his apartment, kind of mincing around flash dance style, not so much.
I got bitten hard for that video. It had a devastating effect on my career, to be honest. I don't know how that happened.
Well, he knows exactly. I did a whole video on that video and how it like ruined his career. If you guys want to go check that out on my channel, I include an interview that he had with Eddie Trunk at the end there, where he like very much goes into like how that pretty much fucked his whole career up. So if you want to check that out, you should.
Billy hung in there for a while, but took a rock hiatus in 1993. Nowadays, he tours, records, gardens in Central Park, and gets props from an unlikely place, hip-hop. His music has been sampled by Jay-Z, Run DMC, and lots more.
Try to say it as modestly as I can. I am the most sampled artist in hip-hop history. And then it's exciting, because then all of a sudden you feel like you're sort of part of a new happening.
Yeah, it's a solid song. STP, Interstate Love Song. Also, I was like curious how it was like sampled from what was that old ass fucking hippie rock song. Dun, 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 dun. I forget what song that was like cribbed from.
Initially labeled by critics as Pearl.
Oh yeah, the Big Beat by Billy Squire. Doom, doom, ga, doom, doom, ga, doom, ga, doom, ga. That was a very sampleable beat for sure.
Jam wannabes, Stone Temple Pilots won over the haters with 1994's offbeat Interstate Love Song.
Interstate Love Song is my favorite.
Oh yeah, Tripping on a Hole in Paper Heart. Yeah, that's a really good STP song for sure.
STP song. There's something about the song that just moves me. Actually, I wasn't even into this band until this song.
And it's just, I think, a really, really well-written song. Great melodies, great vocals.
The melody kind of just came to my head, and the lyric kind of came to my head. So that was one of those songs that just sort of, takes on a life of its own.
Scott is very David Bowie-like.
I think STP is like one of those bands where like everybody likes at least one fucking song from this band, like there's at least one song that you like from Stone Temple Pilots.
Chameleon.
As the band's catalog grew, so did the problems for singer Scott Weiland.
Scott Weiland was arrested in New York yesterday after police found him with heroin in his pocket.
Scott went the path the same way I did, which I think a lot of us, would say, don't put your hand on that stove. It's like, what do you mean?
We definitely had a lot of fun, and as my dad used to say, maybe had a little too much fun.
Yeah, I hate to say it, your dad wasn't the only one who made statements like that. I don't think your dad coined that phrase, Scott.
Weiland left in 2003 to front Velvet Revolver for a few years. Well, the rest of the guys went on without him as Army of Anyone. But in 2008, STP
Army of Anyone. Oh my God, that name is like ringing a bell. Why does that sound so familiar? Army of Anyone. That could be similar to Alex Lifeson's band that he started after Rush. I don't know.
United for a summer tour. And with his home life and career squared away, including 2008 solo album Happy in Galoshes, things are pretty sweet for Scott.
Outside of music, I have 2 kids that I love very much, and they're probably the most important things in my life. Other than that, I really don't talk about my private life that much. And that's what makes me different from Britney Spears.
Because it involves heroin! I wouldn't talk about it either. Girl, you really got me now. Yeah, everyone knows that the Kinks, yeah, one of the founding hard rock people. Yeah. Warrant, Cherry Pie, no. There's kind of a sad story behind how that fucking guy went bananas because, was that one slut, the video vixen that everyone wanted to bang and pretty much did if you were like famous in any way? What's her face? I listened to both of her stupid audiobooks. I mean, she's hot, Sure. No, it's not Tanya no. It's the other one. Bobby Brown. There you go. Yep. That's who it was. I just want to kind of just gawk at her.
Wasn't even supposed to be on the album.
The president of Colombia asked me to write one more song. So I basically wrote Cherry Pie in one night. And he loved it, yeah. And all of a sudden, everything became Cherry Pie. The cover's Cherry Pie, the single's Cherry Pie eating contest, the whole 9 yards.
Warrant was at their peak for another year or two, then came grunge, and there went the neighborhood. Since his hair metal heyday, Janie's kept rocking, sometimes with Warrant and sometimes on his own.
He be dead now. I say you, he dead. He dead. He succumbed to the pleasures. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that little. Look at Ash. Blues Coat, Don't Feel a Reaper. Yeah. That's just cool song. Good song. Good band. Yeah, Saturday Night Live sketch. Well. Dude, Christopher Walken was like the true. He was the one who sold that sketch. Yeah, Will Ferrell was the big fucking oaf that a lot of people laughed at, but I thought Christopher Walken like made that fucking sketch what it was. Wait, what is this one?
And the highlight of our day is playing a gig.
Oh, Faith No More. Let's see what people have to say about Faith No More. Just to go on record, I fucking hate Faith No More. And I hate Mike Patton. I mean, not hate. I don't want anything bad to happen to the guy. I just don't like anything musically he's ever done. So that's just going on record right there.
Busting out of the California Bay Area, Faith No More helped signal the emergence of rap rock with 1990's blockbuster hit Epic.
Epic was so original. It was a funk rap metal song by 5 white guys with keyboards.
You have the straightforward 80s old school Grandmaster Flash style rap going on, and then the chorus, suddenly Mike can sing.
You want it all, but you can't have it.
And they're really big and they're really loud and they're really aggressive, but at the same time very, very different from anything else I'd heard.
People get tired of regular pop music.
It's really solely playing, you know. Great song.
Faith No More broke up in 1998. These days, singer Mike Patton performs and runs his own label Ipecac, which recently issued action figures based on its bands. The other guys have stayed in music too, except for guitarist Jim Martin, who's now a California farmer growing record-breaking pumpkins.
Jim Martin, the guitar player, he went on to actually grow the 235th largest pumpkin in the world.
I think that's really cool. It means there's hope for me and all my stupid hobbies at home.
Yeah, we all know about Born to Be Wild. Probably like the fucking first song that most people ever heard. Wait, what was that one? Oh, it's the same shit. What the fuck, man? What is that?
Cherry Bomb, the 5 leather and lingerie-clad girls showed us just what they were made of.
Hello, Mom! I'm your Cherry Bomb! Sorry, that's a very cringy girl rock band. I mean, like, with that song at least, it's fucking cringy as fuck. That just screams like Scott Pilgrim to me. That just has this like cringy Scott Pilgrim vibe written all over it. Yeah, not my cup of tea there, mate. But if any one of them wanted to sit on my face, that's a possibility. Cherie Curry? Who's that?
15 years old, and we were jailbait. That's what we were.
Whoa, okay, just resumed on we were jailbait. All right, that's an unfortunate timing to come in at.
We were kids. How could you possibly not think it was a novelty until they saw the shows, and then they went, wow.
Sadly, the Runaways imploded in 1979. Afterward, Joan Jett and Lita Ford started successful solo careers. Jackie Fox became a lawyer, and Sandy West kept drumming until her death from cancer in 2006.
the only one who had a cigarette in her mouth. And then until she died from cancer in 2006, the only one smoking. Like, oh shit, that was probably something I shouldn't have laughed at. It was just kind of ironic. Yeah, anyway.
Cherie tried singing and acting, but found her true calling a few years ago when she became a professional chainsaw artist.
And I'm going to turn this piece of wood into a cute little bear. I don't know what it does, but it moves people. Just people, I don't know if it's the scariness of it, the danger of it.
A Aside from her carvings, Cherie's 1989 memoir Neon Angel is being turned into a Runaways movie, executive produced by Joan, because they were that awesome.
And it did become a movie, right? Because like that's how it kind of got like a new life there for a little bit. Because I remember people were talking about that song or whatever. The song's fucking stupid. It's a stupid ass song. Like, hopefully they had other songs than that one, because if that's the song they're known for, then kind of cringed a little bit, mate. But I mean, I guess it's better than anything I've done, right?
I don't like this.
Oh yeah, okay. Kristen Stewart and Dakota. Yeah, I knew that turned into a movie.
Swear a lot, but the Runaways are great.
I'm pretty sure Joan Jett did a lot better for herself, but all right. Oh, and Lita Ford. Oh, that's where that like iconic like MTV News baseline came from. Yeah, peace sells. Peace sells, but who's buying?
Politics and headbanging are an unlikely match, but it was second nature for thrash kings Megadeth, who mixed him to great effect in 1986's Peace Sells.
Peace Sells is probably the song that turned me on to Megadeth, and I just thought it was this great, nasty, aggressive, heavy metal tune.
Great jam, musically brilliant, and it was one of the first times you got.
There's this weird thing that's been happening that I've seen in the last 10, 15 years where people are actually like doing some revisionist history shit with Megadeth, being like, well, actually, Megadeth was the better band, and Dave Mustaine was the better guitar player, and, you know, I'm sorry, but that's just, compared to Metallica, like, they were the better band. No, they weren't. They weren't. Megadeth kind of sucks a little bit. Like, they had some fucking riffs. Dave Mustaine is a great shredder if you're into fucking shredding. If you're a guitar player, you will be the only one who's into that shit. The vocals were ass. Dave Mustaine's vocals sounded like ass. They would never be as universally appealing to the ear as James Hetfield's vocals. The songwriting was not as good. Still decent, still pretty good. I'm not saying they're not a good band, but I hate this whole revisionist thing of that, oh, actually, Megadeth, man, like, they were somehow shadow banned, and, you know, Metallica somehow took up all the oxygen in that space. Bullshit. If Megadeth was that fucking good, they would have gave Metallica a run for their money, but there was no fucking competition. What was it, Rust in Peace or whatever, came out around the same time as Blackout. Blackout had the songs. They had the fucking songs. They just did. And the sooner you can admit that to yourself, the sooner you will become a better person in life.
To hear such a profound message within the context of a heavy metal song.
Okay, so people saying that Dave is a better guitar player than Kirk, what does that actually mean? Does that mean that he plays faster? Does that mean he writes better compositional guitar solos? Because I would argue Kirk Hammett can play fast and writes very thoughtful when he actually has the time and space to do it. Black Album would probably be the perfect example of this, or even the guitar solo on One. Like, dude, fuck up. Kirk Hammett writes some amazing guitar solos. Or the solo from The Unforgiven. Come on, man. The solo from The Unforgiven, like, and just the composition of that track. Megadeth has never come close. They are not a country mile close to even touching anything Metallica did on one of the most mainstream albums ever. Yeah, because it was fucking, that was their creative peak. That was everything coalescing at the right time and place. I hate that fucking narrative. And I'm all about rooting for the underdog, but in this case, like, yeah, no, Metallica has supremacy over Megadeth. They just do, and always will. Well, whoever wrote the fucking solo, it was better than... I cannot tell you what any Megadeth solo sounds like. I cannot hum it out to you. Like, it's just a bunch of just shredding, which every 80s guitar player did. Even the unsigned guys that no one's ever heard of. Everybody played like that back then. They were all trying to copy Eddie Van Halen, and then they took it to the next level. Whatever the fuck happened, like, but there was none of their solos were saying anything. I mean, for fuck's sakes, Pink Floyd were doing more meaningful guitar solos at that time on like their 80s shit than a lot of these shredder bands from the 80s. And time has proven that people still want to listen to those 80s Pink Floyd records, and only people who have nostalgic ties to these bands, those are the only people that are still wanting to listen to that music. Nobody who's never heard of Cinderella is bumping some Cinderella shit because it sounds old and outdated and stale. And that's how most of that shit sounds. And again, adding the caveat, unless you grew up in that time and have nostalgic ties to that music, then you are not fucking with 90% of those fucking bands that shredded, bro. Not saying it wasn't I'm not saying it didn't take talent to play like that, because it certainly did. But if you're not making a fucking statement, if you're going to do a guitar solo, make it something that someone can hum along, like the guitar solo from Scar Tissue by Red Hot Chili Peppers, that slide guitar solo that John Frusciante does. I can hum along to that in my head right now, and it's saying something. It's conveying an emotion. When you're just playing as many notes as possible, high up on the neck, and doing all your crazy whammy dive bombs and all that shit, it's like, it doesn't mean anything. You're just playing a bunch of notes. It's like, yeah, it's impressive to other guitar players, and that's it. And that's like 2% of your fucking audience. Got on my high horse there for a little bit.
It's an international song. It affects everybody. Peace is something I think as mankind we all...
Yeah, as Paul put it simply, Josh has feelings on this, yeah.
all want, but nobody really is willing to sacrifice stuff.
The opening riff of Peace.
Right, Smashing Pumpkins' Zero solo says something and conveys something. Right, yeah, and it's a chaotic mess. There's no shredding. It's like he's using a harmonizer pedal and playing these notes in this chaotic way. Tom Morello from Rage Against the Machine, he can shred, but he never usually does. They have a song off of some soundtrack called Darkness where Tom Morello does almost this like jazz-like guitar solo where you really hear how actually good he is in that form if he wanted to do that. But what does he normally do? I don't know. He'll take the guitar cable out of the guitar and like put it up against his hand and make that buzzing sound, but it's being processed through his pedal board, so it sounds like cool as fuck. He's not even playing the fucking guitar, but it's like it says something so much more than just like these random wanking minor pentatonic guitar shreds. Shit's so boring, man. Like, that's why I don't really like do a lot of guitar solos in my songs, is like, I don't know, guitar solos are kind of out again in my mind, unless you're doing something really interesting with it.
Cells was used as the MTV News theme for years and years.
I didn't really mind because it was good publicity.
Though the next 15 years were marred by lineup changes and substance abuse, Megadeth prevailed. Frontman Dave Mustaine suffered nerve damage in 2002, which almost ended it. But Dave not only recovered, he got sober and became a born-again Christian.
It came down to the point, I just finally said, what have I got to lose? I've tried everything else. So I really am trying to change my life.
Today, Megadeth still embarks on their yearly Gigantour. But Dave's still branching out, too. He's an accomplished martial artist and has recently developed his own signature blend of Peruvian coffee.
It's medium roast Peruvian, and my wife's got a big birthday coming up, and we're going to have one of our baristas there, and people haven't tried this before. It's pretty awesome.
God, is there anything rock stars won't slap their fucking name on for an endorsement?
91, Give It Away, the Red Hot Chili...
Okay, I mean, this is not a hard rock song in any way, shape, or form. It's a good song. I like it. It's a very unique, interesting composition. I love the bass line recently, the more I pay attention to it. But, yeah, it's not hard rock at all. And I'm going to skip it because we're only at 50 at this point. I'm not trying to fucking be here until 2 a.m. Oh, wait, is this, this is Iggy Pop, what, let me guess, you gotta love something, Ooh, I gotta love something. Or whatever that song is.
They were punk before punk even had a name. Iggy Pop and the Stooges, who reinvented rock with gems like 1973's Search and Destroy.
There is one heavyweight champion of rock and roll, and he lives and breathes in America right now. First name Iggy, last name Pop.
Okay, that was douchey. Yeah, I know Iggy Pop's. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. He doesn't resonate with me personally. Ooh, we got Freak on a Leash. I mean, yeah, I agree. Great song. Overexplored, overplayed. I Know the Impact. Yeah, it was great. You know, it was awesome. Everyone loved it. Then he turned Christian, and they got back with, is that his daughter with them there?
Dad released both the biography and album.
Oh, wait, hold on. I read that book.
Deal with his drug issues and dedicate his life to God.
I was hooked on methamphetamines, and I turned into a junkie, and I just went to a church to see, if maybe I could try to get clean. A lot of the public freaked out because here I was like this heavy metal dude, and the next thing you know, I'm in a white robe on the internet with a beard looking like Jesus.
In 2008, Head, a single dad, released both the biography and album called Save Me From Myself. And in regard to rejoining Korn, Head has some clear opinions.
I hate them. I'll beat their ass right now if they walk in this room. No. It's all good. I'm doing my own thing right now, and so you never know.
Yeah, he did rejoin Korn. Spoiler alert, he rejoined Korn. Kid Rock, ba with the ba, the bang, titty, fucking the tut, fuck the doogie. You gotta think with these lists, it's crazy because it's like, so they're basically saying this song is better than all these other songs that have come before it, and it's like, how? I hate lists because number one's the best, right? Oh, the top 10 are the best of the best, but then all the in-between ones, it's like, well, number 47 is Ba with the Ba, but then all the way back in the fucking 70s, you had an Alice in Chains song. Yeah, it's like, and then you have the Test of Time and all that, and it's like, Kid Rock's seen as a big fucking joke at this point, so that's why I hate these kind of list things. Stupid. I don't care about the cult of Kid Rock at that point. Now he's just a fucking right-wing MAGA loser. Don't tell me how to live. Cringy ass motherfucker.
If you wanted fast, ear-splitting, aneurysm-causing hard rock in the 80s, you wanted Queen's metalheads Anthrax. Their first single, Madhouse, elevated headbanging to a...
I gotta say, I can't name you one fucking Anthrax song except for that song, I'm ticking, I'm ticking, I'm ticking, I'm ticking time, tick, 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 whatever that song was. I saw Anthrax live at Rockville a few years ago. I didn't give a fuck. Yeah, I cannot tell you one of their fucking songs.
Art form.
Anthrax came along in that thrash genre from the New York area, and I just kicked it up a notch.
I toured with Anthrax, and it was amazing because it was just insane to watch the reaction of the audience. There was instant mosh pit.
Madhouse was my take on insanity and not being able to cope with reality. It kind of became an anthem for us pretty early on. Our first hit.
He did hit. Scott Ian did hit in quotations just then because they've never actually had a hit.
The guys continued on their merry metal way until 2001 when the Anthrax chemical scares presented them with a tough decision.
For that period of time, whenever you heard the word anthrax, you thought of white powder coming in the mail, and everybody thought they were going to change their name.
We played the New York Steel benefit, and we walked out on stage in these white jumpsuits, and it said, "We're not changing our name," and it was like a standing ovation for 5 minutes.
Today, Scott's doing double duty with Anthrax and his soon-to-be bride, Pearl, who happens to be rock royalty herself. Her famous dad, none other than Meatloaf.
Having Meatloaf as my father-in-law is amazing. It's not like you go and you meet your girlfriend's parents, and I'm like this weird tattooed bald guy who plays in a heavy metal band. He's a huge rock star, and he's a great guy to hang around
with. Foghat. That's a good song. I don't really care to hear the lore about it, though. Everyone's like smiling as they're talking about the song, meaning that I'm thinking that they're all taking this as a fucking joke because like nobody's taking this song seriously. Yeah, Sunshine of Your Love by Cream. Yeah, fucking any guitar store you walked into had Eric Clapton somewhere or Cream or some shit. Dude, guitar stores were so fucking boomer centric when I used to go there as a teenager. I mean, it was like they were still like sucking the dick of like guitar players in like the 60s, and I was like walking in there in like the 2000s, and I'm just like I mean like yeah, I get that they're good, but like these aren't the guitar players that I'm looking up to. But I don't know. I guess they were, I don't know, it's like they were trying to appeal to like I guess boomers were still like kind of on the youngish side in the 2000s. Maybe they were trying to sell them guitars. I don't know, but I was looking at this shit as a teenager being like, I don't give a fuck about Eric Clapton. Like, I'm fucking around with what Billy Corgan's doing or fucking Tom Morello or whatever. And, like, they weren't respected at that point. I guess they are now, but I guess they were still, like, a little relatively too new. That's Bret Michaels, bro, that's Bret Michaels when he's, like, on the John on tour. And he's like, yeah, hold on, man. Every rose has its thorn. Every burrito has its piece of corn in my shit. Like, that's what was going on. I think that's what's going on there with him.
4 inches of pure, unadulterated, in-your-face metalness. Give it up for Ronnie James.
Whoa, with the edgy comments. Acid bath, Clapton's son commits suicide because he sucked. God damn. I feel like the whole thing with Clapton's son is kind of like making jokes about 9/11. Like, it's not too soon anymore. You know, it's not too soon. That happened like fucking 40 years ago. So fair enough. Oh, holy diver! This song fucking rocks. God damn, love this song.
After leaving Black Sabbath in 1982, Ronnie James Dio formed his own band and dropped Holy...
Okay, internet hive mind who might be watching my stream. I came across this joke on this girl's Tinder account. It was way too funny that she would have made it up. And I gotta know, like, what comedian that it was ripped off from, because there's no fucking way this chick came up with this joke. It feels like the joke itself when I read it, and I've kept it in my side pocket because like I might bust it out if I was to ever do stand-up comedy again. I would actively do a joke that I did not write because I just like the joke so much. It feels like very much in the voice of Louis C.K., but I've heard most all of Louis C.K.'s stand-up, and I've never heard him do this joke. So I'm just going to throw it out there. Maybe you guys, the hive mind, might know. The quote, or it wasn't even a quote. It was just something they wrote on their Tinder profile. It said, I don't believe John F. Kennedy killed himself. Sorry. Let me set up again. I don't believe JFK was assassinated. I think his head just did that. So I love that joke. That is like one of my more favorite jokes. And I know this chick on Tinder did not write this joke. And I'm not saying girls aren't funny. Fuck you if that's what you thought. I just know that that's too clever for her age and for anyone at that age, whatever. Like, I know that was lifted somewhere, but she did not attribute it to anyone. And I know that she didn't come up with that shit. That was from the movie The Wrong Guy. Oh, was it now? Yep, that was a stand-up gag. Just can't remember who did it. Again, I was trying to qualify it with, like, I'm not saying that because, it was on a woman's page, and I just literally qualified it with that, so don't give me that for a woman shit. It was too funny for anyone that age. That was a stand-up gag. Okay, so it was apparently from a movie, The Wrong Guy. Okay, yeah, well, see, that's what I thought. They should have put it in quotes and gave it an attribution and not just acted like they made that shit up. That's corny as fuck.
Diver, a mystical, magical opus of truly balls-out metal.
Holy Diver is one of the sickest metal riffs ever created.
Dio came straight out of getting sacked by Black Sabbath and just said, "You guys, I'm gonna continue on doing this awesome rock."
With rainbows and circles and kings and kingdoms and evil that
Diver was divine.
My question is, why haven't we come with a Rush song yet? You know, I mean, I'm too, you know, I'm too smart to know that a Genesis song will never appear on this list, even though they bloody well could. Dancing with the Moonlit Night. I mean, that song fucking rocked. That's kind of the only one as far as hard rock goes with Genesis that's popping up off the top of my head. But no, that song fucking kicked ass. But where's Rush at, though? Rush teetered more on the hard rock part of the prog sphere than... Where's Tool at? Maybe we'll get into that in the next chapter.
But it was another Dio invention that
Yeah, it's a cool song. All right. Clash, Should I Stay or Should I Go? Yeah, of course. Should I stay or should I go? Quiet Riot, Come On and Feel My Come. All right, so now we're actively in part 4 now. Here we go. All I'm saying is D'Angelo better be on this list, or this is a racist list that's non-inclusive. Hey man, D'Angelo was on the Rolling Stone top 500 greatest albums of all time. D'Angelo was like, several of his albums were in like the top 20. So D'Angelo better be, even though he does not do rock at all, he still better be on this list, or this is not DI approved.
Hey, it's Bret Michaels of The Poison and TV's Rock of Love back, hanging with you on Vh1's 100 Greatest Hard Rock Songs. This is the music I live for. A little while ago on VH1.com, we asked you guys to vote for the best hard rock tunes of all time, and you did it. And now we're here going to give you the results. We're down to the final 40, and at number 40, one of my personal favorites, but you say so myself.
I fucking knew they were going to put Poison high up on this list because Bret Michaels was hosting it. It's bullshit. I don't believe the 600,000 people voted, all that crap. Yeah, bullshit. Do not believe it. And I do not give a fuck about this song or what anybody has to say about it. Zach Wilde had to comment on Talk Dirty to Me by Poison. That's sad. You know what's funny is Zach Wilde looks probably the same age as me in this right now. Like, what the fuck? Oh my god. My whole life has been wasted. Oh, they got some bitch from Rock of Love on here. Oh, what? Wow, that's not a conspiracy. Ooh, More Than a Feeling. Hell yeah, man. Boston. Subversive prog band disguised as a pop band.
From every car window, transistor radio, and bowling alley in America came 1976's More Than a Feeling, the epic debut single from Boston.
More Than a Feeling is one of my favorite songs of all time. It's absolutely beautiful. It's fantastic.
That song makes you want to roll down the window and put your face out like a dog and just feel the wind. I get all feel-goody.
Back in my day, many Boston albums were sold on 8-track tape and found themselves inside Trans Ams in the parking lot of the high school I went to. So More Than a Feeling became ingrained in my psyche.
I couldn't believe the range of Brad Delp.
He does that one note and it goes up, and I was like, how high can he go?
It's put together in very symphonic way. Every time you listen...
Surreal Pete, $10 Canadian. The JFK thing was Nicholas Colantino in the movie The Wrong Guy, the No Bullet Theory. Oh, shit. Okay. Well, I'm glad I know that now because I fucking knew that. And that kind of annoys me that chick didn't give attribution to... like, they acted like they just came up with that shit themselves. Bullshit. I knew it was too funny for someone on Tinder to just like make up a joke like that.
You can hear something new in the production. It's not a simple jam.
I always thought all those overlaid guitars was a very interesting sonic idea.
After their massive debut, Boston released 4 more albums over the next 3 decades. Then in 2007, frontman Brad Delp tragically committed suicide, leaving the band.
He committed suicide? I thought he died of cancer. What the fuck? I didn't know he fucking offed himself. That fucking sucks.
Without its voice. But the group pressed on with 2 singers sharing vocals.
No, I agree. I also hate all the commentators. I kind of low-key wish this was just like a quicker, you know, give me a little bit of factoids about the thing, go on to the next song. I don't want to hear your attempts to be funny or your recollections of this shit.
Duties, 1 Michael Sweet of Stryper and 1 Tommy DiCarlo of the Home Depot.
Can we help you with anything? Tom Schultz found this guy who sounded like the late great Brad Delp, and found him because he put up videos on his MySpace page of him singing Boston songs.
I have never heard this story.
Oh, great. I love that. That's the total, like, you know, way to do it now.
Well, you're not gonna play what he sounded like? I want to hear it, man. Like, what the fuck was that? You just said some dude from Home Depot sounded like Brad Delp. Oh, let's not play an example, though. Wow, that's fucking annoying. I'm gonna forget to look this up after this fucking stream. I hope someone else does and reminds me. Oh, yeah, here's my fucking, all right, here's where I peddle my shit. First off, here's my Discord. What the fuck? Why do I have the suicide prevention hotline on this note? That's creepy. Here's my Discord if you want to join. Bam, it's in the chat. That's free. But what's not free is this next thing. Patreon. There's a lot of cool shit on there, exclusive things. Videos, stickers, Discord, secret Discord rooms where we discuss, like, you know, very high intelligent shit, crazy things that you wouldn't even know. So there's those links, and you should do some of them at least. Stone Cold Crazy. Oh, this is a kind of a little deeper of a cut for a Queen song.
If you've ever doubted Queen's capacity to rock, you've obviously never heard 1974's Stone Cold Crazy.
Stone Cold Crazy was one of the hardest rocking Queen songs they ever wrote. This particular song is a side of Queen that you don't see too often.
I just didn't care. They did whatever they wanted to do.
It's just this really aggressive, very fast.
I mean, fucking, what, 1991, they had the song Innuendo, and that song fucking rocked hard as fuck, which was over 20 years later. But Innuendo doesn't get any love, unfortunately, even though I think that's one of the best albums of their career. It was one before Made in Heaven, sad one. Yeah, it was the last one where Freddie Mercury was still alive. It's a fucking great record. Love that fucking record.
It's rock and roll tune.
That song is a rude, heavy metal song.
Stone Cold Crazy had a kind of a...
Yeah, here's what people don't realize about Queen. They had heavy songs on all their fucking records, but people only focus on their masterful ability to craft these pop made-for-radio masterpieces, and they kind of ignore everything else the band has done. It's really frustrating because it's like Death on Two Legs, I'm in Love with My Car, Prophet Song. That's just off of one album. And there's a lot of bands like that kind of get caught in that. Journey had harder songs than Any Way You Want It. I mean, what was that song, Mother, Father, or whatever? Like, I don't know. I know about Queen specifically, but yeah, they had some shit albums too. Like Hot Space was a pretty shit album.
Rough garage band energy to it, and they actually really pulled it off.
When you talk about rock music in general, you have to set Queen aside. Freddie Mercury was such a towering genius that he was superhuman.
Freddie Mercury is probably the greatest singer that ever lived.
No, I don't agree he's the greatest singer that ever lived. He's a great singer, though.
Sadly, Freddie lost his battle with AIDS in 1991. Bassist John Deacon retired soon after, but Brian May and Roger Taylor continue as Queen with ex-Bad Company frontman Paul Rodgers, who joined in 2005. In 2008, they released Queen's first...
That album sucks. I did a whole video on that. It's on my YouTube channel, my more edited videos. That album is ass, as I knew it would be.
First new album in 13 years. Still, the original Queen lives on as one of the greatest groups ever.
Queen has stood the test of time, obviously, because great songwriters, an amazing sound, great live show back in their heyday. Really amazing band.
They just basically believed in themselves and had fun with what they did, and have left this tremendous legacy.
Don't go crazy, you know. My generation.
Yeah, I'm gonna skip that one. MZR, $2. You ever collab with RTU to make a song? He produced. Review Tech USA. Oh, Dickers. No, I don't want. Dickers is too hot to touch right now. I want nothing to do with that guy. He live streamed my first Pat the NES Punk video on one of his live stream things or whatever, and he liked the video and he subscribed to me or whatever before he deleted his channel. But yeah, I don't want none of that smoke. Wow, they spent a long time on My Generation, didn't they? Holy fuck.
Halen. Well, sit down, Waldo, because here's Van Halen's first entry on the countdown.
Between Mind Bending.
Dude, just the intro to this song, drum-wise, has befuddled me for like years. Like, how the fuck did they do that double bass drum intro? Like, I've looked up videos and I still haven't seen like a satisfactory explanation as to how they. Alex Van Halen did not do that. First of all, Alex Van Halen was a capable drummer, but he did not do the intro to Hot for Teacher. He just did not. It's the weirdest double bass shuffle thing I've ever heard. I'm gonna take another piss. You guys can watch this as I fist my wrist.
Jungle Beat, green liquefying guitar riffs, and one smoking video. Van Halen's Hot for Teacher was every preteen boy's dream come true.
When you're a kid and you can't find any porn, you got the Hot for Teacher video.
It had hot rods, girls in bikinis, and children in a school setting. I mean, that is good, clean, all-American fun.
Hot for Teacher helped Van Halen sell over 10 million copies of their album 1984, yet just months after its release, singer David Lee Roth ditched the group.
A lot of stories about first Edward says, we fired him. And then 2 weeks later we read, Dave split to go be a movie star. Dave left because of his own giant ego. And I'm here to tell you that it's a lot of BS.
Sammy Hagar took over as frontman until 1996 when he was briefly replaced by Extreme's Gary Sharon. Then in 2007, after years of rumors, Dave came back for a tour. Today, the band's said to be working on new music, but like all things Van Halen, that's up in the air. And in the meantime, Hot for Teacher will have to tide fans over.
It was just Van Halen at one of their peaks, and Hot for Teacher, that was just a great, great hard rock song.
This song sucks. This song sucks. I'm gonna skip it. School's out. Fuck school, man. Yeah, homework and shit. I'm sure teenagers at the time really liked it, but nah. Don't give a fuck about Alice Cooper. Not gonna lie. You gonna go fish yourself? Okay, that's cool.
Like Batman or Dracula or something.
Yes, Heart Barracuda, great song. The real thing, don't do the trick. Bro, Ann Wilson is in like a fucking wheelchair now. It sucks for her.
Some industry guy. He was kind of like, so, Annie, how's your lover? You and your sister, right? There it was again, a sleazy male vision of two women. And that's where the song came from.
In the 80s, Hart traded big riffs for big ballads. More recently, Nancy scored films for hubby Cameron Crowe, and Ann's raised her two adopted children. More than 30 years since their debut, the Wilson sisters still tour as Hart and are still uncompromising. They made news in 2008 when Barracuda was used as Sarah Palin's theme at the Republican convention. Unhappy, the band asked the campaign to lay off their signature song.
They rock.
and that song will never die.
Whatever. The question still stands if anyone in the chat wants to see my Barracuda.
Day brought snot-nosed attitude and punk pop melodies to rock radio with their hit single Basket Case.
That song didn't really sound like anything else at the time. When it came on the radio, it felt fresh to your ear.
I mean, Green Day, honestly, like I'm not a huge Green Day fan, but like that band had that band had so many fucking hits. Like they had so many, and none of them sounded similar to the other. And you gotta give them some. I don't like Green Day all that much, but you gotta fucking give them credit, man. Like Billy Joe Armstrong, like that dude's got like a fucking talent for songwriting, and his band, like I'm sure he's much like Billy Corgan in the fact that like he writes probably everything. None of their fucking songs like really sound all that similar to the. I mean, you can just think about like all the hits that they've had in just like a decade time, and that's just their like 92, 93 to 03. And then like you thought that they were like written off, and they come back with American Idiot, and they reintroduce literally a whole new generation of people to like more hits, a more like a bigger slew of hits. Like they literally hang right in there with like the emo fucking movement, and they're a 90s band, like early 90s band. Like that just impresses the fuck out of me, quite frankly. Like, and I am not a huge fan of Green Day, but like I'm aware of their songs and like all their hits and all that shit. I own Dookie, and I think for whatever reason Insomniac. I don't know why I ended up with that CD back in the day, but I was trying to get into them, I guess. But like, dude, they're just, I don't know. I give them fucking huge props. Like they'll probably be remembered even more fondly as time goes on as being like way prolific for the time that they were around. I mean, they're still around, but like, I don't know. Crazy to think about.
You'd be like, what is this? Who is this?
Yeah, because most bands would do one of these songs, right? Most bands would do one of these songs and would get like big for like a year, and then they would fade out. Dude, they had like probably like a solid 15 like songs that everyone recognizes on the radio instantly. Like nobody gets that fucking lucky. 499 Mike Anderson, yo, DWG spent the last few days watching your lives, trashing Pat, quality content, love the channel. Thank you. That fucking Pat trashing video, I would be, at this point, I would be a little surprised if they didn't cover it on their next CU podcast. I would be a little bit surprised if they didn't cover that, because, yeah, it's I got a fucking retweet from, or mention from Smash J2, who's got a way bigger channel than I do, and he said DWG made a banger of a video about Pat Contry, blah, blah, blah. So a lot of people have seen it. I mean, it's not got like the most views in the world. I think it's like a 36K right now. So I mean, it's not like a 100K video or something, but like I feel like it's well on its way of getting there.
This song brought punk back into the mainstream. They sounded like a bunch of kids that were sitting around in their basements, said, let's put together a band, and they did.
Okay, I said what I had to say. I want to hear what these people have to say about it. Whatever. What do we got? Where are we at? Who's that? Looks like a darkness.
You may have around the house, because it's time for a visit from our Uncle Ted.
No, don't care. I hate Ted Nugent. I hate his politics. I think he's a horrible piece of shit person. I don't care about. I hated his music before I knew anything about his politics. So that's about as unbiased as you can get. Sorry. I mean, yeah, or apparently some Australian person told me in Australia they call him Akadaka, which is awful. I will never call them that, but I just don't care about Bon Scott or Brian fucking whatever his name, the guy that replaced him, Brian Johnson. Pearl Jam, Even Flow. Oh, okay. All right, so we're circling the toilet bowl right now. So if Pearl Jam's Even Flow is number 30, Smells Like Teen Spirit's going to be in top 10, if not number 1. I don't care to hear what they say about Even Flow. Oh, it was so different at the time. Oh my God. And it's all the same fucking losers. Just guys from 80s fucking like guys who have the kind of time to chime in because like what else are they doing with their careers? Joan Jett, I don't give a damn about my bad reputation. Yeah, she came from, you know, fucking the Runaways, and she made a solo career. She's a bad bitch. Blah, blah, blah. Cool. Good for you. Good job. Is this Everlong?
A year after Nirvana's demise, drummer
Yeah, no, I agree. It's a really great hard rock song for sure.
Dave Grohl created Foo Fighters. 2 years and 2 albums later came their magnum opus, Everlong.
Everlong's an amazing song, you know, and it's also helped really cement them as their own band.
We didn't really think Everlong was any good until everyone else said it was, and they convinced us.
Who would have thought that the drummer in Nirvana would have this much talent?
Dave Grohl steps out in front and turns out to be this amazing songwriter. He's the Phil Collins of the 90s.
Watch it, buddy. When you say Phil Collins of the 90s, you're rubbing up against my tender bits right there, and not in a good way, in a sandpapery way. That's a fucking stretch, my friend. Well, maybe not that much of a stretch. They were a pretty successful band. Whatever. You're not as good as Phil Collins.
Since the Foo's breakout hit, Grohl has racked up side projects and guest spots with everyone from Queens of the Stone Age to Paul McCartney to Lemmy from Motorhead.
Dave's great, you know, Dave's a good guy. He's quite an amazing musician.
Plus, in April of 2006, he became a dad to daughter Violet. But don't worry, he's still with the Foos, who are going strong 6 albums later.
Every time I see them, they blow me away. I think 10 years from now, 20 years from now, they're going to go on to be rock legends and rock gods, in my opinion, and they already are.
Yeah, Phil Collins was the Phil Collins of the 90s. Exactly. Like, yeah, he was still killing it in the 90s. Well, yeah, he had a dip in the mid-90s, but then he came back strong with Tarzan soundtrack, which is unfortunate how a lot of my stupid-ass millennial friends know of Phil Collins. No Whitesnake, Still the Night, David Duchovny, Coverdale, whatever his name was. No. I'm about up to here with cock rock at this point. God damn it. Oh, well, yeah, Freebird. I'll listen to a little bit of this. Literally, mate. Is that Billy Powell standing up there on the top there? Or is that him there to the left? Either way. I see his fucking son anytime I go out to this certain bar that I go to. Like, me and Brandon are homies, but like, yeah, I'm still been meaning to like sit Brandon down and like interview him about his dad and all that shit. Like, it's just not a big deal anymore to like see Brandon out and about. It's kind of it's very Jacksonville of me to say something like that, but like literally I just saw Brandon on Wednesday. I see him all the time. He's just a chill. He's just a corny motherfucker. He's got his dad jokes and shit. Funny though, he looks like his dad a lot though, Billy. I went to his dad's funeral when he died in, was it fucking 2008? Something like that. I think someone who I had over to my house like stole the funeral program because I think I showed him it because they had like these like programs for the funeral. I cannot find it. I never lose shit. Okay, so like that's the only thing I have not been able to find. So pretty sure some motherfucker stole that shit. Bunch of star fuckers out there. But yeah, I'm trying to interview Brandon. I don't know. I just feel like it's weird because it's like we have like, once you make like a personal friendship with someone, it's like hard to be like, hey man, you want to come over and let me he already said he'd do it, but it just feels fucking weird because it's like feels like it's crossing a line of some kind.
In a tribute to the late Allman Brothers guitarist Duane Allman, Leonard Skinner's epic Free Bird first took flight in 1973 and took over arenas forever.
It's bizarre that every single rock show you go to, some always gonna scream Free Bird.
Play Free Bird! Free Bird!
Leonard. It's the slow intro that begs the later.
Free Bird! If I leave here tomorrow, would you still remember?
Leonard Skinner, with that song, brought the Southern rock thing global.
It is a love ballad.
It's a love ballad. And then at the end, we just take off soaring like a bird.
After the tragic deaths of frontman Ronnie Van Zant and Stephen Cassie Gaines in a 1977 plane crash, Skinner took a decade-long break. They regrouped in 1987 with Ronnie's brother Johnny on vocals, and Free Bird became a requiem of sorts. Over the years, the group survived lineup changes and the deaths of 2 more original band members. In 2008, Skinner jammed with Kid Rock on the Rockin' Rebels tour. And more than 35 years after its release, Free Bird is still jamming too.
As long as there's a dude to shout out, Free Bird, at a concert, we will be hearing Leonard Skinner's Free Bird. It's just never going away.
Yeah, he kind of acted like he wanted it to go away. He's like, she's never gonna go away. Like, there's songs that are way more worthy of going away than Free Bird. Trust me. Yeah, punk rock, Ramones. Am I only on part 4? I feel like this video clip's running out and we're not anywhere near number 1 yet. I fucking loved In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida when I was a kid. Like, I still do love that fucking organ solo. Like, every fucking instrument got a solo in this song. It's like 25 minutes long. And it's somehow, like, I mean, they had a radio version, but, like, the extended version, I was, like, obsessed with this song when I was in 5th grade. And they had, like, a drum solo in the song, which you, like, never fucking hear that shit. This song was ridiculous.
The classic In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida was one of acid rock's greatest and
Acid rock?
trips.
The fuck is acid rock?
Wasn't that classic? What I believe the singer was trying to say was in the Garden of Eden. The legend is he was too...
Yeah, I was too fucked up to say, oh, okay. I got bored about that story, like, 2 seconds into it, because I saw where they were going with it. Oh, wait, what's this? Oh, hell yeah, brother. Gotta let this one play out in honor of the late Ozzy Osbourne.
Getting the boot from Black Sabbath, Ozzy Osbourne teamed with former Quiet Riot axeman Randy Rhoads for 1980's Crazy Train, a metal masterpiece for the ages.
That's such a great lick.
Yeah. It's like Ozzy's first record after Sabbath. It's just a really great song.
I don't remember exactly when we started to do Crazy Train. We used to go to the bar, have a few drinks, and just jam and mess around, you know. I'm glad we did.
From Randy Rhoads, well, he's the man. That's where it all started, Ozzy and Randy, without a doubt. That's awesome.
They took rock and roll to a whole nother level.
Ozzy and Randy played on for one more record before Rhoads died in a plane crash in 1982. Devastated by the loss of his friend, Ozzy took a short break from music.
I thought, this is ridiculous. You know, my father died, then I got fired from Black Sabbath. Then my ex-wife threw me out. And then Randy got killed. It was crazy days.
Happily, Ozzy rebounded in spades. He went on to release 9 solo albums, assemble Ozfest, raise a family with wife Sharon, and star in his own MTV reality show, which scored him a slew of new fans. Now, pushing 60, he's riding the Crazy Train as far as it'll take him.
He was pushing 60 back. Oh, god damn. Motherfucker was old by the time. Yeah, my parents saw him at Rockville a while back, and they said he was like just completely singing to a backing track. Well, that's what my dad said anyway.
I still play that to this day on my stage show, and it's still as good today as it ever was. There's something to be said about a good song. That was a great song.
James Marshall Hendricks did things with his guitar that most musicians only dream about.
Jimi Hendrix has been talked about so much. So has Led Zeppelin. I'm skipping them. Okay. Now I guess we're going into Part 5. Gonna be a lot of skipping going on because I'm trying to fucking get to my editing here.
Hey everybody, it's VH1's 100 greatest hard rock songs of all time, and this is it. Your choices for the most badass.
Sorry, I had to do rock and roll shit just then.
Buckle up. And let's get started with number 20.
No. I thought I just saw some cooch in there. I think oh, geez, they spent a whole 2 minutes on that one. Oh, finally! Finally! We got some fucking Rush up in this bitch! And they're high up on the list, too. Fucking, finally, there's some justice in the world. God damn! I was about to get pissed off. I was about to start swearing.
By adding synths and spacey effects to guitar-driven rock, Toronto's Rush found their signature prog-tastic sound, and it was never put to better use than 1981's Tom Sawyer.
I don't even like these mainstream, like, sources talking about Rush, because, like, I know they don't understand them. So, it's kind of like that scene in Spinal Tap where, like, the guitar players, like, don't even look at that guitar. Don't look at it. Don't think about playing it. It can't be played. And if you listen close enough, you can still hear the sustain going to this day. It's still going on. That's how I feel about Rush. It's like, don't look at Rush. Don't even think about Rush. Like, you're not worthy of talking about Rush. But they're going to talk about them. They're going to say some normie ass shit. And inevitably, it's going to piss me off.
Tom Sawyer is a great hard rock song for one simple reason, that's Rush rules. You've never seen so much musical talent in 3 dudes. Geddy Lee is singing, he's playing bass, he's playing keyboards, he's playing foot pedals at the same time.
And they have all these instruments going at one point.
Chris Jericho, didn't you wear tights for most of your life? Doing fake wrestling, you fucking muppet.
I think he's standing there playing the bass, and you just hear...
No, he's not doing both, you fucking idiot. He's using his Moog Taurus bass pedals as he's doing that. He's not playing the bass guitar and doing that, you fucking idiot. I hate these fucking... Okay, sorry, I'm a little too close to this case. Most YouTube streamers would be like, Josh, you're retired off this one. You're too close to the case. You're too close! You can't objectively talk about it, commentate on it. Fair enough.
Like, where is that sound coming from?
There were a handful of bands with that kind of progressive rock style that were taking you on these musical adventures, and that's all Rush songs are like that.
Tom Sawyer is the ultimate air drum song.
Now I know that Sebastian Bach legitimately loves Rush. He's allowed to talk about him. I know from my sources. Don't ask how. Don't ask how. I've seen enough documented. Sebastian Bach genuinely loves Rush, so he's allowed to comment on it, but all these other motherfuckers are just comedians trying to get the little punchlines in. I don't appreciate that for this band, just like I didn't appreciate for the Smashing Pumpkins.
3 decades after Tom Sawyer, the 50-somethings of Rush are busier than bands half their age. Their newest, Snakes and Arrows Live, came out in 2008, and touring's never stopped.
These guys have left behind such an incredibly huge body of work that you almost need a separate iPod just for your Rush collection.
And then you're gonna do some stupid shit like that with the Scorpions rock you like a fucking hurricane. Get the fuck out of here. Give me to the top 10. Was this I Love Rock and Roll?
Banging from coast to coast with their Metal Manifesto. A Metal Festo.
Oh, you serious? Twisted Sisters, I Wanna Rock. Oh, man. What a fucking joke. What a joke of a fucking list this is. D. Snyder finally gets to talk. Oh yeah, because now that I'm really up high on the list, I'll be happy to talk about.
Clad head to toe in spandex, studs, and kabuki makeup, the ever scary Kiss kept it sweet and
Don't tell me they chose Rock and Roll All Night as the song.
to the point with 1975's Rock and Roll All Night.
Oh, wow. No, I mean, Kiss isn't my favorite band by any fucking means, but they have way better songs than Rock and Roll All Night. Fuck out of here. Casual, filthy casual. I do like Dr. Feelgood because that's pretty sick groove. But then everything that happens after that sucks. The intro is the only cool part. That shit sucks. That sucks. That's not good. That's not cool. It sucks. Why was that ever popular? I get the music part of it. I get that part of it. I don't get the vocal part of it. Like, why weren't people like, that's lame as fuck? But I guess the 80s were a different time. Calling Dr. Love is the only good... No, incorrect. Love Gun. Love Gun is where it's at. Fucking even Psycho Circus is a good fucking song. That was like late 90s. It's just so lame, bro. I hate that era of rock music. Okay, Iron Maiden, Run to the Hills. So I do not like Bruce Dickinson's operatic, falsetto or whatever he's singing, but, respect. It's a good song.
Thanks to its hand-cramping guitar riffs and the banshee wail of Bruce Dickinson, 1982's Run to the Hills cemented Iron Maiden as monsters of Brit metal.
Run to the Hills was a great track for Iron Maiden because it really put them at the forefront of what was going on in the music scene.
Everything about it is impossible. It's impossibly fast. The bass playing will give you tendinitis. The chorus has such high notes.
Why is this pencil neck dweeb telling me about like how hard it is to play? Really, the bass playing will give you tendinitis? Are you a bass player? Have you tried to play this song of bass? I will agree. The bass player, he's fucking sick. I forget his name currently, but like, yeah, he's a sick ass bass player, and I believe he plays with his finger style, which is way trickier than a pick, unless you're well experienced. But what the fuck do you know about it? What do you know about it, motherfucker? You look like you're like a fucking blogger. You look like you've never even like been near a guitar. Shut up.
Possible to hit them accurately.
Steve Harris.
Bruce,
there you go.
An amazing voice, and it really just completed what Iron Maiden was to become.
With the support of their insanely loyal fans, Maiden's made a dozen more studio albums since Run to the Hills, and each one has the band's mascot Eddie on the cover.
Eddie was the alter ego that could express humor, aggression, and adolescent angst, if you like. You could get all that out in Eddie.
That's all you need for a 14-year-old kid. He didn't care.
Why did Bruce Dickinson just then dress like fucking what's his nuts from Jeff? What was it the guy who died from the jellyfish? Like Steve Irwin. Why was Bruce Dickinson dressed like Steve Irwin just then? Like he was about to go on a fucking safari. What? I mean, you do, honestly, that is a rule. If you get big enough in rock, you can kind of literally dress however you want. And people are like, respect. However he wants to dress, respect to him. He's earned that right at this point. Yeah. So, I mean, I guess that answers my own question. He has fuck you money, fuck you popularity. So if he wants to dress like a safari like guy, Steve Irwin or whatever, I can't really fault him for it.
The music is. If the Carpenters put zombies on their albums, we'd all be Carpenters fans.
You know what blows my fucking mind about Iron Maiden? They never had, to my knowledge, Gen Xers, if you're on here, older millennials, if you're on here, correct me if I'm wrong, did they ever have a single hit on the radio? Like, I know Judas Priest did, which I lump Judas Priest in with the same category that I do Iron Maiden. Maiden, did they ever have a song on the radio? I've never heard a Maiden song on the radio. I don't think they ever had any fucking support from radio. Yeah, everyone's saying that in the chat. They never had a radio hit. How the fuck did they get so big? Was word of mouth that big of a thing back then? Like, the fuck? That's insane. Their shit's gone like multi-plat, like, you know, Number of the Beast, obviously, but then you have like Power Slave and like all the other shit they did, like, and they've never not been like super. It's almost like it's almost like, I don't know what you would call that. It's not an industry plant. Like, what the fuck? It's like mind blowing. Like, I've never heard Iron Maiden on the radio. I have heard Judas Priest on the radio. Breaking the law, breaking the law. You got another thing coming. All that shit, you know. I felt like Priest was the contemporaries of Iron Maiden. But Maiden never, yeah, that's so, that's very fascinating, honestly. It's so fascinating. When radio and music videos was live or die for your career, Iron Maiden was just like, yeah, fuck that shit. We don't need it. I mean, Rush to a certain extent, but I mean, Rush had shit on the radio all the time, like constantly. I don't know, that's crazy.
Now, in his early 50s, singer Bruce Dickinson's become a fencer, author, and airplane pilot, all while still fronting Maiden, who, by the way, keep packing arenas the world over.
Maiden was always going to be about going out and touring.
Oh, The Trooper was one of the best songs that they had, as Damar Fulmore mentioned in the chat.
And grabbing people the old-fashioned way, which is you build a following.
But the music still holds up. I listen to it and I still enjoy it. It doesn't sound dated.
I think that should be the headline here, is that here's a band that never had a goddamn single on the fucking radio, except for maybe in the UK, and they still pack out stadiums, coliseums. Like, I mean, yeah, they've been around for a million years at this point, but like, even back then, like, that should have been the headline. Like, what the fuck? That's crazy. That's like almost unheard of.
To me, it sounds cool.
And then it just kills any excitement I just had by fucking Def Leppard. Don't give a flying fuck. Okay, then the band I just talked about, Judas Priest, Breaking the Law. Yeah, all right, got it. Yeah, I like Judas Priest. I do. I don't have a problem with them. They're fine. Okay, now we're getting into like the no dip, no shit Sherlock singles, Smoke on the Water. What is there to say about that? Wait, that was fucking Aqualung. Jesus Christ. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I just did Aqualung. Whatever, all those classic rock riffs, man, they just kind of run together. Cerebral CA $10. What's got 9 arms and sucks? I think the answer to your joke is Def Leppard, but I'm not going to say that. You said that, not me. Yeah, everyone's playing the riff. It's a legendary riff. Yeah, we got it. Okay, Motorhead, Ace of Spades. Yeah, got it. Like, yeah, of course, sure. Lemmy is God, all that, yeah. Boring at this point. What has that been? Running with the Devil? Really? Out of all the Van Halen songs? Running with the Devil?
The most popular and groundbreaking band to emerge from LA in the late 70s, Van Halen became instant rock icons with their dark and rebellious debut single, Running with the Devil.
I live my life like this, now tomorrow, since all I got, I had to steal.
Anybody who was around in 1978 will tell you that the biggest thing that ever happened to music was...
Wait, Running with the Devil came out in 1978? And now that I think about it, why weren't any Police songs on this list? You put every other fucking weird band that was a stretch on here? Why not The Police? Why not Synchronicity Part 2? Or I don't know, like fucking they had some other songs that were really good, but they weren't technically hit singles. So I'm saying this is a normie list. It's songs that were hit singles, and if it wasn't a hit single, they're not gonna have it on here, except for the rare exception of the MC5 Kick Out the Jams, which I don't know if that was or wasn't a single, but I'm gonna venture to say it wasn't. It was just so early on, like in like what 68, to where it's like, okay, we gotta honorary mention for them. But every other song on this list it was a fucking single that charted on Billboard. And probably high at that. So yeah, I don't know. That kind of befuddles me, and it is annoying. But you know, this was a normie channel for normie people, and they wanted to get the ratings, so they're not gonna do like a fucking truly curated deep dive on bands that were worthy of being in these spots. And I can already tell you, Nirvana's gonna be close to number 1. Smells Like Teen Spirit. All right, who we got here?
It was naughty, raunchy, and still totally freaking sweet. 1975's Walk This Way, a blues rock work of art by Boston's own Aerosmith.
I could give a fly. Aerosmith's got like 2 or 3 songs I like, but I could not give a fuck less about Aerosmith. Oh, gotta mention the rap remix with Run DMC. It changed this is such a fucking a millennial show right now, because it's like, you know, the millennials are really young still, but like their parents, who are probably boomers or maybe Gen Xers, it's playing more to them than it is to anyone else. Nowadays, it'd just be all like women and DEI choices. That they would all these nasty, horrible white bands would be just totally like not barely mentioned at all. Like, oh, that's awful. Just they were all awful people. They were. Let's not mention them. I think Willow Smith would probably be number 1 nowadays. If they were to do like 100 rock, like greatest hard rock songs, I think Willow Smith would be number 1 nowadays. Honestly, that's. Oh, Smells Like Teen Spirit's only number 7. What? And I know what they're gonna say. Oh man, when I first heard Smells Like Teen Spirit, it totally like changed my mind. Oh, what the fuck is this? This is crazy. Like it, blah blah blah. And I already know what they're gonna fucking say about it. It's so overtread. That's interesting. That was only number 7 though. Holy shit, what's gonna come after this? That's what really intrigues me. Oh, The Who. Which one?
Classic Who's Next?
Baba O'Reilly.
Won't Get Fooled Again was
Won't Get Fooled Again. Okay.
an already legendary rock band at their absolute creative peak.
Yeah, I honestly, I'm so surprised that Teen Spirit was only number 7. I thought that'd be number 1.
Get fooled again.
I feel like number 1's probably gonna be. Well, they're already doing The Who right now. Okay, a Led Zeppelin song, maybe Black Dog, maybe Rock and Roll. I don't think they'd be stupid enough to include Elvis in this list, so I don't think that would be in there. I feel like Led Zeppelin's got to be up there. I don't think they're going to include Bob Dylan. Is there a blind spot in my radar here? Yeah, maybe Sabbath, like Iron Man. Oh yeah, Stairway to Heaven, Iron Man. Yeah,
Definitely one of
I hope you fuckers haven't like skipped ahead and are spoiling it for me.
important songs by one of the
I'll
most
never forgive you if you did do that. But it wouldn't surprise me if you fucking did. Edwin McCain got a lot of fucking. I'll be your crying shoulder. He got a lot of screen time on here.
In 1991, San Francisco's
Oh, Metallica. Fuck. They haven't been mentioned this whole. I forgot all about them. Shit, they haven't been mentioned this whole list. Okay. Yeah, Enter Sandman, number 5. Sure. I can understand it. I'm surprised they didn't include. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's such a normie list because like Metallica had so many great songs that came out before this one did. That were like technically hits that they could have included. But of course they include Enter Sandman. Sand in my pussy, more like it.
When Black Sabbath unveiled Paranoid in 1971, they weren't fooling around. The tune was dark, frightening, and pretty much the beginning of heavy metal.
Okay. Got Black Sabbath, Paranoid, sure. I guess. All right, top 3, what we got? All right, Whole Lot of Love.
They reworked an old blues song and busted hard rock.
Reworked as in they stole a lot of their shit from other people who are way less famous than they were? Yeah, they did that.
Wide open. Led Zeppelin with the first song on their second album, 1969's Whole Lot of Love.
You need the cooling, woman, I ain't fooling.
Really felt like they'd arrived. You know, a whole lot of love is like, we're here.
Pagey took an amazing arrangement and made it a unique piece of work, and nobody had heard anything.
And David Coverdale just kind of took what Robert Plant was doing and just copied it, and then you had 80s Led Zeppelin with Whitesnake a little bit, but way less talented and unique.
Like that at that time.
You didn't hear powerful rock bands doing anything so simple, straight ahead, and stripped down.
It's got all the elements I love. Great guitar, great rhythm section, phenomenal chest-beating Tarzan vocals.
Robert Plant is just one of the greatest singers of all time. The sliding,
It's one of those songs that just takes you on a journey. It starts in one place and just ends somewhere in left field.
I'd say Whole Lot of Love is the sexiest guitar riff.
Shut up.
Ever. It's just hot.
Shut
Gets you
up.
worked
I
up.
don't want to hear your opinion
For
on
sure.
it.
Zepp continued revolutionizing hard rock up till drummer John Bonham's passing in 1980. The remaining 3 have only played a handful of times since, most recently in 2007 at a tribute concert for record exec Ahmet Ertegun.
They were so good, they were so dynamic, they were so energetic and so creative, and they jammed their asses
I think System of a Down's Toxicity is going to be number 1.
off. The Mighty Zepp, there's nobody better than that.
Back in Black at number 2. Oh, I mean, I get it, I guess. All right, fuck all that shit. What's number 1?
Back in Black, baby!
That's why it connects. It's just bad.
Cereal P, my number 1 vote is for Time Bomb by Godsmack. I think it's gonna be between Butterfly by Crazy Town or Psycho by Puddle of Mud. Those are my 2 picks. I think it's gonna be one of two of those. Of course there hasn't been any Primus, bro.
Badass.
Of course there hasn't.
3 decades later,
No Tool either. In my opinion, like, where the fuck is Tool? Tool has really? They're not on this entire ass list. Like, really? Like, no Tool?
DC continue to give the gift of rock. Their newest album, Black Ice, came out in October 2008 and was followed by a world tour. The band even just got their very own rock band game, AC/DC Live.
All right, I think it's gonna be Pete and Bjorn, young folks. The I think it's gonna be that song. I think that's gonna be the number 1. Or it's going to be what else? Shit. Never Gonna Give You Up. No. That would have been like number 67 on this list. No, I think it's gonna be fucking I I think it's gonna be "It's Been a While" by Stained. Honestly, and I think it's gonna be yeah, "It's Been a While," or "Outside" featuring Fred Durst and Aaron Lewis. I'm on the outside, I'm looking down. Yeah, I think that'll be number one. It's got to be.
We've been pretty,
it's got to be.
I suppose, fortunate over the years that we just seem to manage. People seem to find us, like especially in the teenage time. So we figure we must be doing something right. Somewhere.
Yeah. AC/DC sets the bar for what I consider.
Oh, maybe "Rollin'" by Limp Bizkit. Yeah, "Rollin'." Just trying to think of the most obscure not thing that it would be right now, honestly.
Hard rock. There aren't any bands that could beat them.
The #1 hard rock song ever. Check this out.
Okay. That's... Welcome to the fucking jungle. Oh my god. By Guns N' Roses. Wow. Oh man. What a stupid fucking list this was. I'm gonna end this shit by playing that Genesis song I talked about, Dancing with the Moonlit Night, because this shit should have been somewhere on the list, because it fucking rocks and it doesn't get the credit that it's due. And now I'm ending this shit.
I am in the English Channel. It is cold, exceedingly wet. I am the voice of Britain before the Daily Express. My name is Britannia. This is my song. It's called Dancing with the Moonlit Night.
Tell me where my country lies. Bright the uniform to his true love's eyes. It lies with me, cried the Queen of Maybe. For her merchandise, he traded in his prize. Hey, Violet, cried a voice in the crowd. The sign of father tells, it seems he heard, selling England by the pound. Citizens of hope and glory, time goes by, it's the time of the life. Easy now, sit you down, chewing through. There will be trees, village without a sound. Digesting England, mile around. Young man says you are what you eat well. Old man says you are what you wear, well. You know what you are, you don't give a damn. Bursting your belt, that is your homemade sham. The captain leads. Dancing out with the moonlit light. Nights of the The captain leads and through the night. Join the dance for the world, to the clear sunset moon. You're the show, off we go with you. With the hobby horse, I'll be the fool. We'll tease the fool, round and round, loud and loud. For the world, to the clear sunset moon. For the world, to the coldest cold. Dance all with the moon and night. Night to the place we'll stand and shout.
Damn, he whistling and everything. No, Peter hasn't rocked the flute ever since Genesis, unfortunately. What the fuck is in Phil Collins' mouth right now? Is that like the earliest of vapes? Was he the first dude, do you even vape, bro? Guys, like back in the early 70s here? Like I don't know what the fuck's even going on there. Well, you know, mate. It ended in a whisper, but the song was really good. Yeah. Anyway, I didn't expect early Genesis on these kind of fucking lists. No, that song fucking rocks though. It just does. All right. That was fun. Thank you guys for hanging out. Appreciate everything. Thank you for joining the stream and all the stuff. And yeah, until next time, I guess your night.